Hello, everyone. Why do I do
Hello! Hello, welcome back everyone to our adventure.
So
And I never
excited.
checked, if this is my good mic. I think it's my good mic. Alright. So, everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to the adventures in Theurginia, my homebrew world, with my lovely players. We are currently down one due to technical difficulties. If she can, she will join us. If not, then we will continue and we will keep her with us. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going. But thanks again to my amazing players, my first ever group that I've ever DM'd for, and have been wonderful
I
so
keep
far.
forgetting that.
Yeah, it has been a long year and a half, but these guys have been amazing
We
through it all.
we haven't made it easy on you. That's for sure.
I think
That
that's
is a
every
fact.
DM's experience, but
Speak
it
for
is.
y'all selves.
I know
Um,
I haven't.
But just for little introductions, I am Will, the DM of Theurginia, and we have Daniel as Thud, the human barbarian. We have Kat as Nizoa, the Earth Genasi druid warlock. We have
Just
Jen as
add
Ash,
classes to
our
that.
cleric. And we have Dave, the freest of birds, apparently. He is our Kenku rogue. And then when she can, Allie will be our gnome. She's a gnome. Another a small one. Gnome, bard, fighter, gunslinger, to be exact. But with those introductions out of the way, let us begin. Let's see. Can we hear the music?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. 20 AEM in the realm of Theurginia. Magic has never been as pervasive and influential throughout the land as it has been these last few years. The event known as the Great Emancipation of Magic saw as an unknown entity release a large amount of arcane energy into the world, specifically the region known as the Epigen, which contained the kingdoms of humans and halflings. At this same time, the race of elves, the guardians of magic, and their half-elf brethren mysteriously disappeared, leaving the humans, now led by the half-elf king, Midrinian Faryaris, to adopt both the legacy and the burdens of the elves. This era in history since the emancipation has seen many shifts, discoveries, conflicts, and opportunities for all people within the realm. Our story picks up with a group of adventurers consisting of Mizoa, Helpus, Ash, Thud, and Freebird. As they could tell you, they have seen more of what this era has brought upon the world than most people. They have seen a war occurring in the southeast region known as the Decamend, where orcs and goblins have tried to take advantage of the absent elves and fight their way into the human kingdom. They have fought numerous strange creatures that inhabit the treacherous regions of the realm, facing near-death experiences in their battles. They've made both friends and allies in soldiers, shopkeepers, and mages of the Order of Arcane Resurgence. They've even picked up some animal companions along the way. They've managed to help take down a magical thieves guild that targeted Freebird. They've had close contact with otherworldly entities, both benevolent and insidious, and continue to seek knowledge and guidance either from or about these entities. And in their most recent escapade, they've investigated a strange magical phenomenon discovered by the Order. The group made their way through a magical wilderness enclosed by a wall of trees and roots, which challenged them with looping paths, undead creatures of the group's nightmares, and a maddening mist. However, the five adventurers pushed through and found the center of this strange wilderness. A large tree with a small pool of water held in its trunk. When touched, the pool began to glow and transport each hero into another world, or rather, this world, but somewhere or sometime else. Freebird visited a strange expanse of silver with floating rocks and a bridge leading to a portal, in which he felt his psionic potential tap into this realm. Thud saw a battle between metal men and humanoids, all of whom used combinations of magic and steel. Helbus saw a void that only allowed the sight of muzzle flashes, and barrel smoke through, corresponding with gunshots, as well as a glowing sigil that seemed like an enchantment that also corresponded with the gunshot and muzzle flash. Ash saw an unidentifiable chest within a large stone chamber and a matching key that brought the sounds of waves with it. Nizoa saw the familiar face of her undying patron, Larlock, formed out of a green mist, which then parted to reveal a green swirling orb on top of a golden rod held within a dark marble chamber overlooking snow-capped mountains. When the heroes awoke, they were greeted with gray clouds and fallen ranger allies. However, the source of this strife was quickly revealed, as Nizoa's necromancer mother, from whom the five had been running, emerged from the shadows on top of an undead dragon and revealed her new form in making herself a Drider. A fight ensued that saw two of the heroes fall multiple times, but in the end, it was Thud and Freebird who slew the dragon, and Helbus who took the final shot into the back of the drow's head. Not long after, as the heroes took a breath of relief, rangers and agents of the Order came from the battle happening not too far away to retrieve and help the heroes back to Confort. The five took tokens from the dragon, sliced the drow's head off, and burnt Nizoa's talisman with radiant magic. When they reached the town once again, they saw the remnants of battle outside the walls, but inside it seemed that no enemies had entered past the gates. Immediately, they reconnected with Master Yazid Mossbinder, who debriefed them and offered both gold, which had been partially refused and asked to be given to the townspeople, and comfort. While Nizoa, Helbus, and Thud relayed their visions and received a bit of insight on them, Freebird could not, and Ash chose to keep hers to herself for the time being. Master Mossbinder left the group with congratulations, an offer of plenty of time to rest and consult the members of the Order in the Kentrus Library in Grazos, and, after a reassurance of readiness from the adventurers, a new quest as soon as they were able, with the curious question posed to them, "Have any of you been to sea?" And so that is where we pick up with our adventure. It is now, I actually figured this out during the break. It is currently the night of the 31st day of your adventure, as in...
That's it?
In-game time. It has been 31 days
What?
since
Holy
our first session.
I feel like we've aged a whole year.
We've
You
only
guys
been
were
a
running.
month.
You guys were running for most of this.
Good Lord.
I feel like we.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 30. The first chapter was about a week, and then 3 more passed during the second chapter.
That's wild.
That makes sense.
And so where we pick up, you have basically finished your conversation with Mossbinder. You've been conversing for some time, talking about what happened, talking about your visions, and kind of just making a new friend, or not new, but it seems that they, if anybody isn't wondering her pronouns, has kind of relaxed the professional front after what had happened today, and kind of just been talking with you guys, allowing you to catch your breath. They brought in tea and drinks and food for you guys, so dinner has been covered. You guys have all
kind
been
of
fully...
tea? What kind of tea?
Important.
Yeah, that is
The
true.
one thing I didn't prepare. I prepared
Legitimately,
food.
I forgot about that until I heard the word
until now.
tea, and I was like, "What kind of tea?"
Nice.
I can't remember. This I'm gonna say for now is gonna be chamomile because that makes sense for the situation. But yeah, so chamomile tea if you'd like it. Other drinks, ale if you'd like.
I think
Food, dinner.
Nizoa is just full liquor mode.
Yes, that's fair. You have all been fully healed. You can take a full heal, not a full rest, but a full heal, because they brought in some clerics and people to help patch you up.
Hey, no, that's my job.
Well, they're allowing you to save your spell slots for now. Like, just like take it easy and let them do their work. If you'd like to help your friends, you are more than welcome to. But they offer at least to do that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah. But at the moment, unless you have any questions or anything you'd like to say, talk about with Mossbinder or yourselves, amongst yourselves.
I feel like Nozoa is just very quiet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did he mean by go to sea?
Probably means the ocean.
Mossbinder speaks up and says, I don't have as much information at the moment, but my colleagues in Grazos, who you've met already, have a little more information. But I know that this is something that the Order has been working on, and seeing what all of you have accomplished these past few weeks, seems you are prime candidates if you are willing.
We're always willing.
Have any of you ever been on a boat?
No, I've never even seen
Thud
the
has
ocean
never been
or
on a boat.
sand,
Same.
and I'm so excited.
No boat here.
Having fresh seafood? That sounds amazing.
Freebird, have you
Speaking
ever been on a
of-
boat?
I've seen boat.
The new map!
This is my new hand drop map. Still working on it and still making it try to look like a map.
I love
But,
it, though.
At the moment, you guys can see you're in Confern, and your destination to get on the boat is Horn Shallow to the west. You obviously have some places to go through, but indeed, Freebird, being from Stromlet, as you can see in the northwest, along the Bound River.
Why can't we take boat downriver?
Oh, I missed Thud.
That's not. Okay, you can take a boat down
Just
river.
get a canoe.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah. Freebird's been the closest to water out of all of you.
Yeah, I know. I've barely seen water.
Yeah, you
Right.
have definitely never.
A few
Thud,
small
you
mountain
definitely
lakes,
never.
but nothing.
Yeah, maybe a pond here and there.
More than, yeah, exactly.
Ash, it's up to you. You may have been by like a lake or a river in your time, but
Well,
never
yeah,
the sea.
yeah, but I've never seen sand. I'm so excited
Yeah.
to see sand. Quit scratching me.
What is sand?
It's like really,
Yeah, I don't
it's like
think I've
really
ever
fine
seen
sand.
sand. either.
No, make a history check. I want you to make a history.
I'm also going to.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
What is sand?
What is sand?
Yeah, so that's an 8 right there.
A 12.
Okay, Zoa. You know what sand is, and you may have come into contact with like sandbags that are used for
Okay.
weighing down things, but never like warm,
Ocean sand.
soft sand that you
Ugh.
can like sink into.
Oh, I can't wait.
Thud. Are they talking about a sandwich?
Yeah, I mean, mm,
This is how this is gonna go. Alright.
But yeah,
sounds delicious.
I wouldn't eat it.
Oh,
I can't wait for that.
This is gonna be great.
So,
And like, how far are we? Just like so I can, in my mind, we're pretty much where we had this battle still, right? Like,
you are in Confern, so
Oh,
you
okay,
come back. Basically the extent of the battle made it to the north walls of Confern, but stopped. It never got inside the walls. So that region north, that like
Got it.
the just north of Confern, and then
In the
a little
forest
to the
kind
east,
of
yeah,
area. Got
in
it.
the forest is where it happened.
Cool.
And so you're inside. You're in the order headquarters, and you're finishing up your conversation.
Well, you're frozen again.
Yep, you're frozen again.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
It's back.
I think you need to take the blur off the background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it might be
I think
taking
it's-
too much.
Okay, let me try that because it also
Try
might be
that.
because
Yeah,
I
I
keep
also-
switching between my windows. But let's try that. Let's see what happens. Okay. So yes, so you are finishing up your conversation, and
And drinking.
And we have a pet
'cause
cat
Thud's-
now.
Thud's gonna drink some beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
no, never be sorry for the cat.
Stop it.
But yes.
Oh yeah,
Anything
where's like
else?
Baddie? It's Baddie, right?
Yeah.
And MJ. Like, what are they doing?
Up in. Well, I figure
yes.
Batty's in his cage up in our.
Oh, that's
rooms or
right.
wherever.
That's right. It was in the room.
Yeah.
Man, I'm shocked you remember that.
Okay, so yeah, so your animals are currently in.
I feel
the
like
inn.
MJ's hanging out outside, having a nap.
Yes, that's
We'll go with that.
Raven's
more than
always
likely
in
is.
Yes, and Raven.
Yep.
Oh my god, how did
Yeah.
I forget?
Yes.
Raven is indeed always right there.
Mhm.
And she somehow learned how to mimic a cat.
Hey, it works.
That's what we're going with.
Nice.
Works for me.
Hey man, it's a magical place. So yeah, if you'd like, you can head back to the Oaken Ranger, and have yourselves rest if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that sounds like a good plan.
Probably not a bad idea.
And then in the morning we can figure out if
Whatever.
we want a canoe or a ship.
Well, we can canoe to the ship.
Oh.
Well,
We've
see,
already
okay,
derailed
so-
Will's game, and it's 2 minutes.
Two
Do
boats
I-
are better than one.
Do I know anything about?
I know
ships?
nothing
Okay,
about boats. or...
So I've seen in books where they have like little, I think they call them dinghies or little boats that take you to the big boat.
Oh. So like a
So-
mid-sized canoe.
Well,
What does a boat
how
look like?
how far are we going? We're going across an ocean, right? I think we probably want something bigger than a canoe. Canoes for like rivers and things. Not so much like oceans.
Well, how big is ocean?
Bigger than there is a map for.
I've heard they're never ending.
Well, what if we get lost?
Then we use the stars. Don't you know how to navigate by the stars?
I know how to navigate by the mountain peaks.
It's so similar.
Oh, Thud, I love you.
Thud's a little frightened now.
Yeah, actually, Thud. Does Thud
Yes.
swim?
No, Thud has never been in water.
Same.
Ash wears metal armor, right?
Yes.
Oh, we're screwed.
That's-
Screwed.
Sink to the bottom.
Yep, that's it.
It's almost like you guys
Well,
should
I've-
stock up
I-
on some things.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we should find a
swam
store that
in
sells
water.
like floaties. Are floaties a thing back then?
Yes, swimmies were a thing. I gotta blow them
Were
up.
they?
Make Thud float?
I have a request from the player base. I think we need to have a art commissioned of Thud wearing swimmies.
Yes. Must have a duck on them.
And he can't
Contact-
put his arms down.
Contact Cal immediately. Get on it.
Oh my god.
That is great. No, I
yes.
love
I'm
that.
okay with it.
As you all have these revelations of things you might need to prepare before going on a ship.
It's like Will planned this or something.
I didn't know
Yeah, it's
that.
almost like there are opportunities along the way if you'd like to look for them. So yes, you finish up your conversation. You finish up your food and drinks, slightly inebriated, and you head on back to the Oaken Ranger.
Yes.
And you all go to your rooms.
I actually sleep in my own room tonight. I don't sleep out in front of Nozoa's door.
Oh,
What?
Right?
so I
Baby steps.
assume we're going back to the.
Yeah,
That was
I'm going
weird.
directly into my room and like
You
just-
saw that, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was weird.
What the fuck?
Nozoa's mom is back.
You might have a light bulb
Warlock, you're
burning
supposed to be
out.
under my. What the fuck is happening?
All the things are happening.
Wow, so many things are happening tonight, guys.
It's like
I'm-
karma's way of saying, how dare
Yeah.
you take 6 months off?
Uh-oh. Did he just freeze?
I don't
Oh no!
Oh no! Well, I'm your
What
DM
happened?
now, and I say we take a canoe. We also have
Can-
Will in the chat, who is taking screenshots of Will's awesome frozen faces. So thank you, Will. You should post those in the Discord. Because everyone needs to see that. Let's see.
Yeah, but Thud's really like second thinking this now, guys. I mean,
I feel like Nozoa just doesn't care right now. Because she's a little mad.
you gotta think this is probably the furthest
That's
next
true.
to the Decimans. The Deciman was pretty far, but I think this might even be even further from Thud's home than he's ever been in his life.
That's true.
Because he spent most of his life between his tribe and then just helping small other villages and tribes in the mountains before joining you guys.
And then
Oh, hi, you're
Nozoa
sideways.
was in the Underdark. So
Hello, all.
Yeah.
there
Howdy.
you are. I mean, are you there?
Oh, no,
Kinda
No,
there?
not yet.
maybe.
Almost there.
No,
Oh,
you're
he's
like
like
a-
in his on his phone.
I
What just
am here.
happened?
So my power just went out.
Oh no!
Oh, that's bad.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I'm gonna be DM for my phone right now.
All right. I
Yeah.
mean, whatever works. Let me.
We're gonna keep it going right now. So
Yeah.
So
All right.
this is gonna be fun. Anyway,
Alright, let's see.
where was I?
I don't even remember.
We just went to bed.
There we go.
Oh, you guys keep talking for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just went to bed, and I guess we're just gonna wake up the next morning and start figuring out what we need
Yeah.
to do for our trip. 'Cause apparently,
Maybe we should make a list.
water
of things
bigger
we
than
need.
land, which is, I don't believe. I mean, you guys are probably gonna have to convince me too. So
Well, you'll be fine. I promise I won't let you die. I can't say nothing will happen to you because that's lying.
but they said Ash sink, and we can't let Ash sink.
Ash
no,
isn't
no,
gonna sink.
no, no,
Must
no.
protect Ash.
No, aw, Sud, I love you so much. No, I just had to take my armor off. Otherwise, I'm pretty buoyant. We swim a lot. We're always having pool parties and things like that in Green Hovel, and barbecues and fun outdoor things like that in the summertime. And we go fishing and
What
there.
What is
Oh!
swim?
His power went back on.
I'll teach you. I'll
You'll
teach
teach
you.
me
Yeah,
swim?
maybe we can have like
Yeah.
a swimming lesson before we get on
Yeah.
the boat. So at
Yeah.
Love learning
least
swim.
Maybe maybe instead of a swimming lesson, we take a floating lesson first.
also smart.
Because as long as you can float, you'll be okay.
Okay.
I think
And
that's
it's
a good
really
idea.
easy. You just lay on your back. Can you guys tell I just went through swimming lessons with my kid over the summer?
Definitely.
Our rooms are back.
That's so weird. Technology is just all over the place today.
Right.
Alright, am I back in... Oh, that's
You're in
right.
OBS.
Am I?
Yeah.
I mean, on your phone you are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see
Oh,
you.
yeah. I don't know what the
He
fuck
old
happened.
rules. I love that.
We when we fix them. So we're gonna keep going, and I'm gonna figure this out in the background.
Yeah. Do you want to take like a quick 5-minute break just so you can switch back? It's up to you, Will. Totally up to you.
I will switch back when I can.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know when things are gonna.
No worries.
Anyway, we're going to sleep, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, in the morning I want to try my new special local blend of tea that I got. That was very important to get the other day.
All right. Yeah. Unless anybody has anything they'd like to do before bed.
Ash wants to tuck Nazoa into bed.
Aww.
Okay. Because it's
been a day.
I know it's been a day, and I know it's really hard to lose a parent in that way, or at least I would imagine it would be. Just know that we love you, and if you need anything, me and a warm batch of cookies and some tea are just over there. I'm assuming we're sharing a room.
Probably.
We'll just be over there.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 ladies in one room and then 2 men in the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually. I'll tuck Helbus in too. Or is she here? Yeah. Good night, Helbus. Good night.
Good night.
Oh no. So
he'll be back. He's probably switching over.
I'm gonna take Freebird and use him as a pillow tonight.
Ooh.
Just fluff him up right at the top of the bed and just go right on to sleep.
I'll allow it.
Glad you're not fighting me on this.
Fluffs his feathers for you too. Shakes a little bit.
Okay.
I can't. Oh, I missed this group so much. Oh no. Will's having so many issues.
Yes, but you need to log out. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Now you're good.
Is he
There we
back?
go. Cool.
Okay, let me
All
fix
right,
his
we're back.
camera real quick.
Let's hope that doesn't happen again. I don't know what the fuck happened.
It's our game. It's just
It's the game.
it's just what happens.
Alright. Anyway, so you all find yourselves falling to sleep, and you can all take a long rest after
Whew.
a long time.
Yeah, that was a stretch. That was nice.
That was a lot.
It was
I
fun.
mean, it's not too many people can say, "Hey, I have a, mom who killed lots of people and I killed her. Good night." I feel like Nozoa said that totally drunk, walking up the stairs at some point.
Mm-hmm. We all live crazy lives, adventurers.
It's true.
And so the morning comes once again. You all wake up one by one. Nozoa, you probably sleep in the latest. And so you wake up and the day is yours. It's bright out. The gray clouds that were here just 12 hours ago have now passed. There, you could hear some bustle on the street, but at the moment, your day is up to you.
Okay, remind me, we are going from Confern to Grazos, right? Or we were just in Grazos and we're in Confern now.
Correct. So to go where you need to go, you would have to go back to Grazos and then head west.
Right. Okay. So according to the map, Grazos, Zentung.
Zentung.
Those are the two biggest cities between here and there.
Yes, those are the two capitals technically. As you would know, Zentung is and has always been the human capital, and Grazos used to be the elven capital and is now under human rule.
Okay. So, knowing that the elves were more magical, do we know if Grazos is gonna have more magical items than the human capital?
Make a history check.
18.
18.
What?
Elves,
I'm rolling real dice. Sorry.
It's been a
Nice.
while, guys.
Yeah, you would recall that
Oh, because I can't see them. That's why.
elves were always better at magic. Yes, they were a more magical people. However, humans approach magic differently, and want more freedom when it comes to magic, and have more freedom. So it depends on if you're looking. It depends on what you're specifically interested in.
I am things that might, like a scroll or a spell or a something that would grant like water breathing.
You can find enchanted items many places. Humans definitely have commodified many magical items, so
Gotcha.
that is always a good place to look. If you want to look in Krazos, you can. But
I'm just getting a shopping list.
yes,
Yeah, wait.
both of those cities are great places to look for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Can Freebird go to a general store?
In Confirm?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
A compass.
An amulet of water breathing.
Thud and Freebird making separate investigation checks.
I've heard of those.
25.
It's a 20. Natural.
Oh, Jesus Christ, guys.
I can't afford it
Okay.
anyway, but hey, if I find it, I know it exists.
You don't find that. But you basically what you have found with your investigation is that this is not the place to find that kind of stuff, but you can find it elsewhere.
That works
Is
for me.
that you go to a magic shop and you're like, and the owner's basically like, that's not kind of stuff I sell, but I know many other merchants throughout the kingdom do that. Dave, with your investigation check, however, you can easily find a compass. However, you do find something called an orb of direction.
Ooh.
Well, that sounds good.
It is basically a magical compass. It is an orb that always points north, no matter where you are. But yeah, let me get the specifics if I can find it. Yes. While holding is an action to determine which way is north. Yeah, it's basically a better version of a compass, if that's what you're interested in.
I am interested.
Okay, 75 gold pieces if you'd like it.
Freebird will offer to pay 60 and sing them a song.
Make a persuasion check.
That is only a 23.
Damn it.
Ridiculous.
Wait.
Yes.
Freebird gained some really cool upgrades.
Oh,
I love it.
Level 10, guys.
Let's roll initiative and see what happens.
Oh, jeez. Yes. So they agree, 60 gold pieces, and what kind of song you got?
He's going to sing the Wellerman Shanty. the most famous sea shanty ever. The only one he knows, because that was the only one I could look up really quick.
Yes. Roll a performance check for me, even though I feel like I know what the result.
Yeah, you just feel like
gonna
you're just gonna get destroyed. Okay, so that's only an 18. I'm sorry.
You failed us.
God.
The couple other patrons in the shop do you catch their eye, and they very much enjoy. You bring a smile to the owner's face, but it's not your best work, but it definitely impressed.
For what you find on the interwebs 5 minutes before the game isn't bad.
Yeah.
Very true. So yes, you have done your shopping. Zoa, what is your passive perception?
Ash.
42. No, let me look.
That's not too bad.
17, actually. It's not bad.
17.
It's actually better than I thought it was.
As you were the last one to wake up. You join your friends downstairs as everyone's gotten their morning meals and drinks. As the two men go off to shop, you notice that there's something new about Helvis.
Oh.
You out of the corner of your eye, Helvis has a lot of shiny things on her. However, this is the shine that comes off of her out of the corner of your eye is new, and you look over, and you can see a new chain around her neck.
Oh, Jesus.
You're not sure what it's. You're not so sure what it's holding. It looks like it's underneath her armor, but there's something new that she's wearing.
Okay. Probably wouldn't do anything about it right now, but I will definitely, put it back for later.
Okay.
Oh, man. But yeah, I'm just gonna watch her for I don't know, 5-10 minutes while I drink my coffee. And then, I don't know, I'll probably find Ash and see what she's up to. Probably cooking.
I don't know, Ash, what are you up to after your morning meal?
I'm probably, I have already been downstairs, and I'm probably saying, do you call this grits? These are not grits. This is oatmeal. You used the wrong kind of oats, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, and this tea is very weak. I get the fact that you have to, make money, but it doesn't mean, make bad food.
The chef is flustered beyond the belief. He's just going, I tried. I got no
Okay, it's cool. Okay, watch. We'll work on it together. Let me show you together. Because I'm not always going to be around.
I'm assuming
You're not?
Zoa hears this and she's like, oh, she's at it again.
As you go to look for her, you're like, how did such a loud armored woman leave my premises? And then you go around the corner, you just hear her yelling, and she's like, oh yeah.
That's what she's up to.
But yeah,
Nozoa, I made you your
Yeah.
favorite. Whatever your favorite
I don't
breakfast
even know
food
what my
is, but
favorite
I
is, but we'll
already
get there.
knew. Well, I already
It's
knew what it
this.
was. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Then I made you strawberry and banana crepes.
I mean,
And,
how did you know?
Yeah, exactly. It speaks to me. It speaks to me because it's a little sweet. It's a little special.
I like it.
It takes a lot of work to make a proper crepe, and
It does.
I had to teach this guy about 400 or 500 times this morning. But that's okay. Anything for Nozoa after her big long day. And here's a pot of tea of the new tea that I
Oh,
got.
I
Did
love
you want
that
to try some
tea.
with me?
Sure.
We haven't tried it yet. It's the local
that
blend.
like specialty.
Yeah, the local
Let's do it.
Confern specialty blend. So we'll see. I bet it'll be great.
Will, I hope you're thinking of a cool blend right now.
I was thinking of some other things, but that I will not
That's
say
not
on stream.
important.
Yeah, so you enjoy the herbal sunlit tea of Confern in the
Ooh,
morning.
it's nice and bright and delicious. This is really great.
It is. It's really good.
And after you enjoy your cups of tea, the two boys walk back into the inn and join you again.
What'd you guys get?
So Freebird's really excited. He comes in with this orb in his hand, and he's like waving it around and looking at it.
And Zoe, it's strange as he's waving it around. There's this like one spot that you thought was just like sunlight bouncing off of it, but as he's waving it around, it always stays in one place, point at like one side, no matter where he's waving it.
Oh god, I feel like Nozoa goes cross-eyed. I don't know why. It just feels
Bird by
appropriate.
ball.
So not get lost.
Oh, well that's good. Did you get Thud and Me floaties?
I forgot.
No.
Guys had one job. One job.
Freebird's bird brain.
You're not wrong.
Thud try by water breathing. They said no.
Oh, well, so you still need the floaties.
Yes.
Okay. Glad
We're
we had
gonna
that
teach-
conversation.
We're gonna teach Thud how to dog paddle.
Doggy paddle. I like it.
Float.
Is there a
Working
pool
on
nearby,
floating
Will?
first.
I'm sorry, what?
Can I do a pool check? Is there a pool nearby? Swimming
A
lessons?
pool check.
There's
Oh no.
I love how he's
No,
like
no.
trying to think if there's a pool.
Now I really want to get a kiddie pool, so when we go on the boat, we can actually put
There's-
Thud in the kiddie pool on the boat.
There's not in this
Oh, shucks.
town.
Well, damn it.
I guess we're just gonna have to learn in the ocean, Thud.
No. I mean, there's a beach before there's an ocean.
I don't know how the ocean works. Doesn't it just like...
Well, no.
Deep
I
ocean?
mean, some places yes, but usually there's a beach. Usually it starts and ends somewhere.
But you
And we'll
said
be
it may
able to-
not end. So it starts somewhere, but doesn't end.
They don't know where it ends.
What if we find where it ends?
I hope so. That would be amazing. It'd be like finding like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Would we have
But
ever
maybe-
seen like a
maybe-
world map? Will?
You have you,
Hopefully.
you have a
And
map.
we would know what ocean
Yeah.
looks like, if you will.
Yeah, so every map that any of you have ever seen that has the ocean does not have much of it. It pretty much ends where the land ends, and the most water in terms of the ocean that is on the map is all the ocean surrounding Parlinod Island to the west.
Okay.
Beyond that, there's no official map that you have ever seen.
Got it.
Do we know how we're supposed to be getting there? Do we have those plans made, or do we need to go talk to
No, I think.
We can
All
do
you
it.
know is that the details were that you would go back to Grazos and meet with Keen Rider.
Keen Rider?
He knows about the expedition.
All right, cool. So, did everybody get what we needed? I think for I don't know, just to be quicker, maybe we should wait until we talk to the person who knows a lot about being out in the ocean before we go shopping for very much any more supplies. If that makes sense. That was not a proper sentence, but you get the gist.
I thought 100% understood.
Yeah. Everyone else make a insight check. An intelligence saving throw.
I don't understand. Let's see. With that, are you all heading out of town?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Where's my cart?
It's still at the inn.
We need the cart. It's loaded up.
You grab the cart.
I would have loaded it up.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
That's simple enough. Grab all your things, grab some food with the horses, and once again,
You guys
Wow.
aren't sure where it came from, but there are 5 bags of cookies. You're not really sure where.
Nozoa never questions your cookies.
And so you all head out on the road. It's a simple trip to Grazos, unlike the way here. It is you pass by some other travelers every now and then. Probably a caravan heading up to Confirm. But it takes you a few hours, and then you do have to stop because it gets nighttime. You're not quite there. You will all rest. You build a fire. You lay down, and you rest for the evening. Would anybody like to set up watches or do anything?
Let's see what we made for dinner tonight. Tonight's dinner was we made chicken wings. We made barbecue chicken wings because it's the first night on the road. The meat is still fresh. We're gonna make some good food, and I made a pineapple mango glaze to go on top of them because, from what I recall, this was tropical season for up here for some reason. I don't remember why, but I think we were wrong. We were very, very wrong. But I got some anyway. And some, just some roasted, delicious veggies and potatoes. There's always potato in there. Yeah, so that's what we made for dinner.
That sounds freaking phenomenal.
Right.
So Freebird just gained 5
hungry.
pounds, but
Yep.
he's a little sad because he's eating chicken wings.
Oh no!
But he doesn't blink. He's like, yeah, fine, it's all good.
I didn't even think of that. Oh, I love it even more.
Raven is just like munching on one of the bones, like no problem.
Yeah, it's all good.
You know.
Don't be a
Do what
weenie.
you gotta do, man.
This dinner takes
Oh,
about 2
we'll
hours
be-
from start to finish.
Yeah.
Me and Freebird are going to be having an eating contest during this, and we're just gonna click every wing together as we finish it and
I don't
toss
have that
it.
many chicken wings.
Oh. Well, they were good
How
while they
big
lasted.
You get like a minute into this this competition. You're just like, oh shit, we're out.
Thud win.
That one chicken wing I had was really good.
Helbus didn't even get any.
She's in a tree.
Yeah. Yeah. So you all enjoy.
And we're gonna make for dessert a cast iron blueberry cobbler.
Getting fancy.
Okay.
I like it.
It's great. Like
I have
said,
all
this-
these things.
Yeah,
I'm
this
so
takes
hungry
about like
now.
2.5 hours from start to finish. This is a whole feast that Ash has given you guys.
Some could say it might be a hero's feast.
If you'd like it to be.
I think that has to be in the morning.
I think it lasts for 24 hours, I believe. If you want to do it in the morning, you can.
I don't. Hang on, I gotta make sure I even have. I'm sure I have that.
Speaking of, I will remind spellcasters, if you are going on ship, stock up while you can on anything you might need in
Yeah,
terms
let
of
me
spells.
Oh, I haven't even picked mine.
Let's see if I need anything.
Just like look while you
Yeah,
can, and
I'll kind of take a gander.
keep it in mind. You have a few towns to go through that you can look for stuff. You did get some money, even though you gave some of it away.
Yeah,
So
I have plenty.
Yeah.
So let's see. I wouldn't mind finding something. How much would a ring of water walking be?
oh, sorry. I thought that was a spell for a second.
No.
I think I.
Although
have
I
that
wish I had
exact-
water walking now.
I might. Oh, I know exactly how much that is.
Just kidding. I don't have hero's feast yet. It's a level 6
Okay.
spell.
We'll
Okay.
get there.
But
Next level.
it is. It could be inspiring leader. Inspiring
Oh,
leader.
that you can do.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So everyone gains 11 temporary HP.
Oh, cool.
Well, I would say you do that in the morning because temp HP goes away on a long rest.
Well, yeah, but I can do it as many times as I want. So just.
No,
I
so,
don't
like-
know, Will. Is it going to be a busy night or is it not going to be a busy night?
You are
You tell
absolutely
me.
correct. You don't know, so that is smart.
Okay.
We're gonna find out.
Gonna find out.
Okay, so everyone take 11 temporary hit points. Hit points.
Hitch points.
Hitch points.
Hit points. Until breakfast tomorrow.
All right, cool.
All right. So what's the order for tonight?
I don't mind going first. Just kind of jot down in my journal, sketch a little. Probably sketching some like really like disturbing drawings of like stuff that happened.
Yeah.
The stuff that the children psychologists worry about.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. If like
Yes.
it was modern days, they'd be like, "All right, we need to have a conversation," but we're not there. So
Yes. Helbus is going to take a watch with you.
okay.
Uh,
I don't like this, Will. I have a feeling Kat knows what's going on.
well, no, she kind of just like cuddles up to you, and, like gets really close, just like kind of watches what you're doing for a little bit, and eventually just like suddenly gives you a hug like from the side, and it catches you
Oh.
off guard.
Okay.
And then she goes, I don't know if you want to hear this, but I'm sorry I killed your mom.
Oh, it's fine. I'm glad I wasn't the one that did it. And I'm gonna just like tap her on the head.
Oh, okay, that's good. You know.
Wait, do I'll kind of remember what I saw this morning. Can I see her necklace now that she's closer to me?
Go ahead, just make a quick perception check.
Oh, I have a feeling I know what she did. Oh, that's a nat 1.
Her hair.
You know what?
Gets
I'm gonna
in the
use
way.
one of my advantages.
Go ahead.
Because I have them. Thank you, everyone. Oh, that's much better. Perception, you said?
Yeah.
24.
24. Completely.
I clock it.
You go to look, and at first it's like her hair gets in the way, and you can't quite see past it. But then, like, you manage to like just like peek over, and you see your talisman around her neck,
Mine?
completely unscathed. The sickly green gem still glowing, as if nothing happened to it.
Am I wearing mine, though?
Nope.
That little shithead. I say under my breath. Oh, God. I'm gonna just call her out. Why do you have my necklace?
You're what?
Why are you wearing my necklace?
What? And she gets scared and like takes it off and like throws it on the ground. I just what? What did I just what? What? Did Freebird steal it?
By the way, Will, amazing. Helvis. Just side note.
She's like hyperventilating, and like looking between you and the talisman.
I'm gonna take my talisman back.
What did you say? Sorry.
I'm gonna just take my necklace back.
You take it back and you can feel a familiar chill. So it's almost as if the talisman had been sitting in an ice bucket for a little bit. And you put it on, and the glow emanates again, and you are under the effects of your pact boon again.
I'm gonna kind of like, just take a second. And honestly, she probably feels like less anxious and stuff, because it's a feeling she's like super used to at this point. Why did you take it?
Sorry, I didn't take it. I don't know why it's there.
Can I roll
I'm
insight
sorry.
on her?
Go ahead, roll insight.
Oh my god, dice. What? 4.
Total of 4.
Yeah, I got an out one again.
We have advantages.
Yeah.
I need
Do I
to
have
see
any more?
yours.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll use another one. That dice I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna use the one Jen got me.
Woohoo!
That's not great.
Aww.
An 8.
An 8?
I'm rolling horrible.
You still beat her. Rolled a nat 2. She's completely genuine.
Yeah. Okay.
She is scared. She's confused. And you can't think of a reason why she would take it.
Especially her.
Yeah, this makes no sense that she would take it, but yeah.
I am actually going to. I'm gonna say, oh, okay, I believe you. These things act weird sometimes. And I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know, not walk away, but just kind of distance myself from her. And I'm actually gonna do, Pact of the Talisman. Not necessarily to get a success roll, but to almost ask it, like, what are you up to? Like, what's going on? See if I can, I don't know, gain any knowledge on what's going on. If I can. I don't know if that's how that works, but...
Roll an Arcana check.
Alright.
You can use your Charisma modifier, since that is your... So if you use your Charisma modifier, and then if you're proficient in Arcana, add that too.
Okay, so... 25.
Oh, shit. You kneel down, holding the talisman, and Your vision goes black. Everyone, please turn off your cameras.
Oh, come on. I hate these. Why do I do
You
these?
initiated it.
I did.
I was gonna wait.
I don't know why
I was gonna
did
wait,
this.
but
I hate them. They freak me
you
out.
initiated. And so we transfer back to a world that we have
I
seen
hate this green screen.
many a time before. Where is it? That's not it.
That is definitely not the music for this.
Where'd it go? I lost my music, guys.
The creepy music.
Yeah. Where is it? There we go. Why don't you stop? There we go. Bear with me, everyone.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yes. Nazoa, after yesterday's events, you are filled with a hurricane of emotions.
Yes.
After months of running, it feels like your torment is at an end. There's relief, but there's also a sense of sadness at the death of your mother. But there's also anger that it had come to this. And finally, there's gratitude that your real family, your fellow heroes, are here to get you through it all without hesitation. It is in that final moment of gratitude that you are transported into darkness. The warmth from the fire beside you slowly fades to a chill. At first, you feel it all too familiar, though you thought you were rid of it. But just as quickly as it hits you, the chill strikes deeper into your core, stronger than it ever had. You begin to shiver and shake as if somebody had injected your blood with ice cubes. The darkness that usually welcomes you is replaced entirely by the green mist that bursts into view instead of the usual slow buildup. These sensations erupt into you faster than you can register. It seems that mere seconds ago, you were talking to Helbus, and now you are being smothered with the mist once again. I knew you had it in you. A voice creeps into your mind, clearer than ever before. While I would say it is a shame about your mother, I think you and I can both agree this was inevitable. I am proud of you. The mist in front of you begins to swirl and shudder until an image clarifies. Seeming to seep out of the floor of the mist, a tall humanoid, standing a few feet taller than you, appears. A skeletal-like being with pale skin, stringy white hair, noseless, and sunken eye sockets holding glowing white orbs. And just as you see his eyes, you will also notice that the accompanying yellow glares that usually surround you are no longer there. He drifts towards you as his tattered and dirty cloak flows behind him, and a grin lays across his skull-like face. Yet, I can't help but notice that you ruined my gift for you. Not to worry, though. As you could see, there is no shortage of bestowments that I can give. I advise you to take care of this one. You never know when you might need it. And as he says that last phrase, his grin drops and his eyes pierce through you as he lets the silence hang for a few moments. A smile then reemerges across his face. Now then, with your mother gone, I imagine you have plenty more plans for your future. And I am so glad that I can dedicate more of my attention to you and see you achieve your full potential, child. I am sure your friends can't wait to see how you can grow now that you are free of your chains. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't agree.
He cocks his head back a little bit. My child, I think we need to reevaluate our relationship. Wouldn't you agree? I need a new
Reevaluate
champion.
or get rid of.
I need a new champion who can carry out our work and achieve greatness like no other mortal has. And after the past few weeks, I am certain that you are undeniably a hero for our era. That you are the mistress of the Undying. As this new title implants itself into your mind, flashes of images begin to take form in the mist around you. Behind him, you see the image of the four-armed troll that you had vanquished not too long ago, which then swirls into a mob of undead creatures, humanoid and monster alike. Then you see what look like dying plants, from trees to flowers to entire fields, all given new life with a sweep of arcane energy. Finally, you see your friends, looking worse for wear, pale, scarred, but standing strong. And with a flash of green energy, their scars are healed. As you see these images swirl around you, giving you this vision of an everlasting life, Larlock holds out his arms, and they slow to a stop. As you look them all over one by one, your friends hold out their hands, inviting you towards them. Then the undead horde before you follow suit, grinning and inviting you to join them. Colorful petals and blades of grass gracefully blow by you as a gust of wind breaks through the mist. Mizoa, I can see you care for others. Your friends, the townspeople, almost every animal you come across. I can also see you fear death as I do, and would see yourself and your loved ones conquer death as I have. The only way to do that is by seeking the power of the universe. There is so much power out there waiting for us to find it. The problem with your mother was that she remained stuck under the ground, trying to amass her feeble excuse for power instead of listening to my guidance. That is why she didn't receive my natural gifts of magic. That is why you are different. Larlock's form drifts closer to you, looming over you, as he holds out his hand, bony, pale, and steady. Mizoa, I am not above saying that I need you. Allow me to give you my gifts. Heed my guidance. Join me in reaching heights no being has ever gone before. You were brought into this world for greatness. You are on a path that I can see will give you many opportunities. When the time comes, you will know what you must do. I shall act through you, my child. Find the many artifacts of power that are scattered across your plane, and bring them home. They have been lost for too long, and it is a waste and a disservice to souls like us to leave them to rot. Imagine what we could make the world with their power. As he speaks, the mist behind him swirls to slowly reveal one more image. One that you saw not but a few days ago. The image of an unknown chamber holding an orb above the snowy mountains below. As it materializes, you see how the horde parts to form a path to this chamber. For a few moments, you take it all in. The visions of the undead. A distorted image of your friends. This strange, undying being standing above you. This perplexing location that you have not now seen twice. An offer of power in exchange for your fealty. And, as you are formulating your answer, a leaf, not the sickly green of the mist, but vibrant and verdant, blows by your face, as if someone was waving hello to you for the first time in a while. It swirls through the air and loops before slowly gliding down in front of you. And as it passes your chest, a new sensation enters your body in stark contrast to the chill that has overtaken you. Warmth. A warmth that has been missing for quite some time. Yet just as quickly as you feel this warmth, it begins to fade. Nizoa, in this moment, with Larlock's hand outstretched to you, and a newly returned warmth in your heart, it seems that you have a decision to make. What do you do?
I'm gonna take my talisman off and put it in his hand and walk around him.
Walk around him.
Like, I'm saying nope.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Do I have any more advantage? I'm gonna use my last one. I'm rolling like shit today. Oh my god, I just rolled the same thing.
What's the total?
11.
You stand in defiance facing Larlock. His smile drops into a grimace as his chin rises and his hand lowers. Let's try this again. You watch as his eyes fade from the white glow to a green shimmer, and mist and images around you begin to shift. You watch as the images of your friends begin to decay and wither until they collapse into piles of bones. You watch as the undead creatures grow more sinister, showing fangs and sharp claws and bloody visages, and they begin to creep closer to you. As you watch these creatures begin to come towards you, however, you notice that the images of the plants that surround you all have not begun to wither. In fact, they actually become agitated. You look back to Larlock staring you down, and as your eyes meet again, Larlock's hand shoots out, grasping your neck and lifting you up to be eye level with him. His bony fingers slowly squeeze down, blocking off your windpipe. The green mist begins to swirl around him and creep up his body and out his arm, slowly making its way towards you. You are in no position to refuse me. You have nothing without me. You were born into my service. I offered you power and freedom because I saw something in you. I could have just thrown you into the hordes of other miscreants that your mother called followers. The green mist, now tightly grasping both you and Larlock, swirls a rapid, tornado-like pace, barely allowing you to breathe. And in that moment, as Larlock's eyes begin to flare and you feel your life force beginning to leave you, a flash of vibrant green crosses your vision and you just barely see the outline of a leaf. In an instant, the mist is gone. The darkness around you is illuminated with glowing amber and golden light. The expanse is absent of any entities besides you, Larlock, and a warm male voice that gently falls upon your ears from behind you. Now, is that any way to treat the poor girl? She did just lose her mother. Roots shoot out from below and wrap around the form of Larlock, grasping his legs, his ribs, the arms that hold you, and his neck. Larlock immediately drops you, pulling at the roots and unleashing a wave of necrotic energy and disintegrating them. You look back to see a young, tall, long-limbed humanoid man with pale green skin and a suit of armor made from leaves, wielding a large wooden mallet. The man looks down to you and extends his branch-like arm to you. Well, it's nice to finally see your face again. Care to leave ugly McPaleface behind? Do you take his hand?
Absolutely.
You take his soft, warm, and kind of large hand as he pulls you to standing and then waves his hand as a bright portal emerges out of tree roots that appear from thin air. He pulls you quickly through as your vision goes white, and all you can hear behind you is Larlock scream, "This will not be the last of me, fools! This is just the beginning!" And that is where we'll take our break.
We'll
We
be
will be
back,
back
guys.
In 15 minutes.
Does that mean we have to fight Larlac?
Probably eventually.
Nice!
All right, we'll be right back, everybody. you're back, everybody.
Welcome back to
Hello.
this cheerful adventure of magic and wonderfulness.
And love
Yeah.
and friendship and cookies.
Yay.
So, where we pick up, Zoa, your vision goes from white back
Do we-
to...
Do we need to go back away?
No, you're fine. Goes from white back to the roadside where you set up camp
Okay.
as a barely visible amber glow fades into your chest, and you look down, and currently your talisman has both purple. Sorry, not purple.
I was like, purple.
Sorry. Where did purple
Okay.
come from? Oh yeah.
That's a different character.
By the way, purple has both green and amber.
Okay.
It's like a swirl of
So it seems
two,
pretty even.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like look down at it and then look up and just kind of like almost borderline laugh a little bit, like like just like really.
And you hear in your ear, yes.
Oh, I love him so much.
It's a great
It's
voice.
gonna be so fun.
Oh, I missed you. And so, yeah, you come back out of this vision. It's still nighttime. It's still your watch. You look over and you see Helbus no longer hyperventilating, but every now and then, like, kind of looking over at you.
I'm just gonna kind of turn to her and be like, "It's all good. I had a chat with him."
Finger guns.
Sounds about right.
And so your watch eventually comes to an end.
That's a really.
I know
long-
Ash is usually the last watch, so who would like to take the second?
I can.
Okay. I'll take the
Whoever.
second with Todd.
Okay. I mean, the night passes. Nothing really happens. Batty gets a little more like antsy. It's his time to come out of the cage, you know. And so
Well, I have a net, so I'm gonna be catching some bugs for him.
yep.
I'm gonna try and teach Freebird how to catch bugs.
Okay.
So Freebird's eager to learn. He's waiting. He's actually ready to take notes.
Okay. Both of you. First, let's start off. Both of you make intelligence checks.
Really?
Intelligence
Yeah.
checks or intelligence
Try-
saving throws?
No, just checks. Just trying to like get on the same page and like speak the same language, kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna use an advantage because that was a nat 1.
Okay.
Do I have
that's-
any advantages?
More than likely, I think, Cat. Right?
I don't know where Cat went.
Yeah, everyone has
Oh.
lots. Everyone else has lots
Okay.
of advantages. I don't know about her.
I'm gonna
so
use one.
That's a 16 for Freebird.
Okay.
That's a 17 for that.
All right. There you go. Yeah.
Look at the big brain on Thud.
Hey, Thud's so
Way
smart.
to go, Thud.
Thud teach.
Whether it's the fact that you guys have been traveling with each other, or the fact that neither of you communicate in regular common, that you guys are able to like get in sync, and so
Theirs was a love beyond words.
basic.
I honestly think it's because Thud's brain is a muscle and he's covered in muscles. So he's covered in brains and just really smart. He's just
But
above
That's
don't
everybody
gotta
know
be
else.
it. That's gotta be it.
He's so beyond.
Has nothing to do with Freebird just talking inside Thud's head and figuring it out
Mhm.
himself.
Yep. And so
Nothing at all.
Nothing at
eventually-
all.
Freebird, you get the gist of what Thud is trying to teach you, and so you go to catch bugs. Make a dexterity check for me, or an acrobatics if you'd like.
I'll do the acrobatics.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shocker.
I don't know. That's like 32.
Yes.
I'm like a bug
You're gonna
zapper
be-
now.
I
You're
never
gonna
will
be-
ever trust your dice, Dave. Ever.
Yeah,
What? I got a plus 13 in
Ever.
acrobatics.
Ever.
yeah. No, that's fair.
Either that or you just like make up numbers.
No, I have
You roll
plenty of
so
dice. See?
stupid.
There's no
Well,
such
it's
thing as a made-up
ridiculous.
number.
Yeah.
Every number exists.
All right, Thud.
Exactly. Yep. Freebird, you're gonna be picking bugs out of your feathers for a while. That's how many bugs you can catch.
Yeah, see that? They're good in protein, I heard. So
So
You catch bug good.
I think you'd love to give some to Ash to see if she can work anything into her cooking.
that's because Thud's the best teacher.
Thud is mighty.
His teaching is legendary.
God damn it. Post game, Thud becomes headmaster of all schools.
Yes.
No, I actually see him more like a Pai Mei, teaching Freebird by like hitting him.
Oh God.
Whack!
That's just Freebird's gonna be dead in 2 seconds. if that happens.
I request a one shot of the two of them in school
Oh
because
no.
I would gladly
Oh
watch that.
man, that would
Yeah,
be
we're gonna do
amazing.
that.
Gladly.
We're gonna do a flash forward one shot one day just to see. All right.
I'm with it.
So yes, you spend your watch teaching Freebird, and he picks it up very quickly. But yeah.
Well, I
Watch
feed
goes on.
Batty, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
I feed Batty too, but I regurgitate the bugs.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey, I'm a bird too.
It's true.
No, you're right. No, it's yeah, and Batty has never been fed so well. But yeah, the night passes, and it is time for Ash to take over. Unless there's anything special you'd like to do on your watch, Ash.
What did you boys even do? Was there anything to see or hear? Like, is everything good? Like, I see a bunch of bugs, and you look like you were having way too good of a time to have just been like keeping an eye out and keeping everybody safe.
Have any of us, by the way, even made a perception check
No.
today?
So Freebird actually knocks some bugs out of his feathers. Awesome.
Go to
He
bed,
catch
boys.
bug good.
Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Go to bed. I'll take it over from here. And besides just keeping a general eye out, can we? I kind of want to start doing a thing where, on top of like looking for like local, like a food that can be like picked, I also want to start looking for like the poisonous nighttime type of plants.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Okay.
Night blooming jasmine and oleander and hemlock and
Okay.
things of
Um,
that sort of natures.
I mean, go ahead, make an investigation check.
I'll use one of my advantages. Ooh, I got to 10.
10. In this area, the extent to which you can find anything is basically poison ivy. But with your expertise, you can find a couple different things to do with that. Not to the point of killing a person, but it is a plant that can definitely be used.
Right. So then I'll take a couple of clippings of that carefully like bandage it up
Mhm.
and put it in the pack. And any other edible fruits or any weeds or anything like that growing, get a couple of those, and then start making potato and leek pancakes.
Okay. You all awaken to the smell of potatoes and whatever counts as medieval mixing for pancakes. But you all awake to breakfast, have a nice meal. I assume Ash, you want to do inspiring leader.
Yep. So everyone just keep your 11 temp HP points.
Yeah, take your long rests and then temp, and then you can get back on the road again. But Ash, I will say, with your passive perception, you also notice one, that Nizoa has her talisman back, and two, that a new color has been added to the gem.
I look less like bummed out too.
Yeah,
Ash is probably just gonna attribute that to her cooking. But she'll also, Nizoa, how did you sleep?
I slept freaking great.
Yeah? That's awesome. I know you've been having issues with that lately.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you finally got to turn your brain off and let your body and your mind and your soul, if you believe in those sort of things, rest. Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah. Soul, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
You can see some color in Nizoa's face, which
I-
whatever you can call color for an Earth genasi. Like just a little bit of
bronze,
yeah, little bronze, yeah, little bronzing in the cheeks.
I see your necklace there. It has a different colored gem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, does Ash know what this talisman is?
Nizoa's had it for a little while. You don't know what it is, but you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that you added to your pretty little trinket there. Does it have any special significance, or is it that you're willing to share?
I
in your
mean,
own time and place.
I told that dark nonsense to just and you just see. I'm not gonna do it on camera because we're a family show, but I just do two like middle fingers. So now they're kind of fighting for me. It feels good.
Oh, who's fighting for you?
Oh yeah, I should.
Can I throw my ring in the hat for you? I would also like to fight for you. Is that a thing? Can we do that?
I mean,
well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't we just fight
She
her
would
mother
never
for
beat
her?
me.
So, we've already fought
I'm assuming
for her.
I hear that in my head.
Ash?
You
Ash?
alone hear that.
What did
I
you
love
hear?
this so much. She will never beat me.
I
just kind of break out
for the benefit
laughing.
of the audience and the players, she hears in her ear she could never
love
beat
it so much.
But fully knowing that these are like some kind of all-powerful deities, Ash will still take them on for Nizoa. Just let that be known.
Okay, I'll let them know. You heard that right?
Yes, I know that she follows my brother anyway.
Oh, okay. All in the family, I guess.
Yes,
I say that out
of
loud, though.
course. Yeah, you do hear Nizoa say, "Oh, all in the family."
Nizoa's gonna be a weird druid.
I can't wait.
I love it. I love it.
So shall we be off? Everyone has broken their fast and has brushed their teeth and has tidied up their sleeping area. Leave no trace. Pick up one extra piece of trash. Leave no trace that we were. Be kind to our
Definitely.
environment, and because people tend to follow us places. I didn't see anything during the night. I'm assuming no one else did. So we should be safe to continue on to Grazos. Yes.
Yep.
I would assume so.
To be fair, I didn't really look.
Ashar
All
singing,
right.
hi ho, hi ho.
So,
Off to Grazos we go.
you all get back in your cart and start heading south again, and within a few hours, you make it back to the lovely city of Grazos, which you have all been once before. You see the giant stone walls that surround the city, and then make your way in past many of the communities to then the inner marble walls that the elves once built. And you make your way into the city proper. You would be in currently, because you are coming from the north. You would be in the technically the community district. You would actually come into. And so you head south. Where would you like to go in the city?
Remind me who of our soldier friends are from Grazos?
None of them, I believe.
Of them? Okay.
I don't. Yeah, no.
They were from like the smaller cities around Grazos.
Yeah,
right?
I believe if I can find my paper, probably not. I'll look through that later. You know that I think Michael was from Akan. Let's see. One of them was from Percor, another was from Zentung, and another one was from Confern. One of them was from.
And we didn't even say goodbye.
They were not there when you got back.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You said bye the other night before you left.
Oh yeah, wasn't there that like one? I think he was a ranger that Nizoa liked.
Yeah.
Missed out.
It's in.
You mean Eric?
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, he was still in Concord. He was getting some medical aid.
I liked
after
him.
the battle.
Not sure why, but I liked him.
But yeah, so you're in Grazos. Is there anything you'd like to do in the city?
I wanted to see if I could find the Ring of Water Walk or whatever it was called.
Nizoa,
Yeah.
funny fact, I think I can do that spell.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think I just need to study it for I need to practice it maybe before we're out in deep water. But I can definitely do it for like mud. I can practice it in the city on the way to go talk to DM name.
Keen Rider.
That's for Keen Rider?
Keen
That
Rider.
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great name association, Thud.
If there's one thing Thud always remembers, it is
Good
the name of an older man.
I do want to get one thing, however. And that is a potion of climbing because I'm afraid of heights. I figured that would be something I should always have.
Okay, potion of climbing. Let me see. I believe I have it somewhere. If it's not, I'm gonna. You can find it.
I see it.
Yeah, I'm
here.
still looking for an
Oh,
amulet
sorry,
of
that's-
water breathing.
That is a rope of climbing.
Wait, are we going somewhere high? Like,
No, but just as Nozoa,
Yeah.
I
So,
know that. I literally
looking for-
have that as a feat.
because you know, Freebird has a fear of flying, right?
I do.
But he's okay being thrown, so it's okay.
Yeah, throne is fine. Just the sudden stop from falling. That's the part that
Oh,
he's
yeah.
afraid of.
humming?
I can
Wait a
understand that.
second. Oh, yeah. You can easily find that in the city. 60 gold.
60? Okay, cool. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
60.
grab one of those then.
Yeah, what about an amulet of water breathing?
Amulet of water breathing. You get the same response.
Well,
That
son of a
is
bitch.
that is something that exists. But it's not. You're getting the idea that the items that are sold in certain
For
places
water things are closer to
tend-
water.
tend to be closer either in Zentung where everything is, or closer to where it would be used.
Makes sense.
I think that's
So.
all I need.
Floaties.
Yes, we need floaties. How much are floaties
Can
at
we-
the local watering hole pool shop?
Well, I'm assuming if Helbus were here, she would be able to design some.
That's true.
And so we just have to get them made.
Also true.
Is all I'm saying.
Let's see.
I have so much crap in my inventory.
Hmm.
My word.
Helpus responds that I can try. I gotta go to a couple stores, but maybe I can find some stuff. And
Fine
so
by me.
while you go to find your own items, she will go and get. I guess would be like not burlap, like
Maybe like a type of leather.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, like
a certain animal.
some kind of hide.
Yeah.
And that's really it, like a sewing kit,
Yeah.
I guess.
You could like
And
fill
so-
it with, I don't know, some sort of.
Something like that.
Let's see how well she does.
Trying to
Does
see
Helpus
if
have an advantage?
Yes, I believe
Cool.
so.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. That's okay. Think I know what her modifier is, but let me double check just in case.
Y'all are about to end up with some like goat stomach floaties.
Does she? Okay. Yeah. She gives you guys these, like, what look like puffy sacks of hide. Don't know if it's gonna work yet. Gotta try it out. But she gives you them, and they're like squishy. They're like they have air in them.
Okay.
See, we're heroes even in small ways, because we just invented the first life-saving flotation device in this world.
Patent pending.
Yep.
So yeah, you spend an hour or two shopping, getting that stuff.
Freebird, while they're shopping, do you want to go talk to insert DM name,
Keen Rider.
Keen Rider?
Can we talk to him?
If you'd like to go and see him, yes.
Sure. You want to go?
Yeah. Thud, Nozoa, are you guys good, or are you gonna continue shopping?
I'll go with you guys.
Thud?
I'll come with you guys.
While they've been shopping, I've been finding the food the taco trucks and getting some breakfast items, some like lunchy items for all of us. I'll go ahead and deduct like I don't know, like 5 gold, 3 gold.
Are you getting material like stuff to
like-
make or just lunch?
Just lunch. Yeah, like tacos.
1 gold max.
Okay.
Yeah, not if you're just getting like some nice street food, you're good with 1 gold.
Okay.
You got like those baskets of like 3 tacos, like some nice.
Yeah,
It's
but Thud's gonna need like
veggies.
4 of those.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
That's
then-
mark off another 2 for Thud. Yes. So.
the local favorites again.
Yes, of course. Oh, I'm ready. So you all make your way to the Order of Arcane Resurgence. You are let in as you are known to the Order at this point. Keen Rider's apprentice leads you up to his office. You knock on the door, you walk in, he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're back. Oh, thank God. So I hear you want to go to sea, huh?"
Yeah, that's what we've been told is the next step.
Oh, wonderful! We've been hearing of this quite some time now. Really excited. Not too many people make it too far, which I
What?
believe in you all. Yes.
What do you mean Thud might not make it far?
Oh no!
No,
You're gonna
no,
make it
we're
just
gonna get it.
fine.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get you there, Thud. No worries.
But less experienced adventurers tend not to fare so well out at sea, if you know what I mean.
Thud need to breathe underwater.
Breathe underwater. A spell or an item?
Can Thud learn a spell?
In theory, anyone can learn a spell.
Or do you have any scrolls we could have?
Let me check. He's gonna go.
Possibly
Look
one
at
that
his-
I could write down in a book.
He goes and he finds 2 scrolls of. It's water breathing is the spell, right? That's what it's called.
I
Think.
thought so.
No, not anime. What is that? What is water breathing
Wait, let
anime?
me look. Do I have it? I have shape water.
He finds 1 scroll of water breathing among his stores.
Okay.
It's like, this is all I could find, but you would have better luck in Zentung or Hornshallow, to be quite frank.
Thud, you
if-
take it. I can figure out, a different spell.
Okay, now Thud can go to sea.
Oh, I wish you the best of luck. It was good to see you all again. I'm glad you stopped by. I hear, had quite the time up there in Confern.
You could say that.
Well, glad to see you all in one piece. I wish you best of luck.
Where boat?
So, you are going to head west, straight down the road, all the way to Hornshallow. You'll meet the crew there. I believe
You don't have boat?
No,
Hmm.
Thud, boats are usually by the water, and we're
Oh.
pretty far inland.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the ship is called the Depth Maiden. I've never personally met them, but they are a crew that has worked with us a couple times before, and they seem pretty reliable.
Who
Are
were
they?
who were
who's
there?
The crew?
I am not too sure. Some privateers. I believe they have a spellcaster aboard, if I heard correctly.
And their captain?
His name is Captain Kraken? I don't know.
I love it.
It's not the
And you-
part I am too.
And you say that he's him and his crew have worked for you. So you want me to entrust people that you've never met? You want me to entrust my people you've never met? Who are their I just lost the word. Are there people who recommend you? What are they called? References.
Yes.
Who are their references? Where do they go to
Uh,
pirate school? Where do they go to ship school? I don't know.
Well, honestly, I don't know. Sea travel is still new to the kingdom. We haven't really established much past Parlenad. You can talk to the agent out there. They'll let you know more about them.
What is steam travel?
What is what?
Did you say steam travel?
Apparently not.
No,
Oh,
I
I must have
hold on.
misheard you.
Sea. I probably said sea travel.
Oh, okay. I thought you said steam. I'm like, wait a minute, that has a whole new thing to it.
Not there
All right,
yet.
what are we gonna do
A
here?
couple more centuries, maybe. How
How big is the boat? Do you know?
Oh, it's just pretty big. We wouldn't get a small ship, especially for this big of an adventure. You're gonna need some supplies and some pretty big weapons, honestly. And
Big weapons for what exactly?
well, you see what's all over the land. We can only imagine what's at the sea.
True.
History check for things that I might know are in the sea, like scary stories.
Oh yeah, of course. Go ahead.
I
History
think
check.
one of them, Captain Kraken probably killed to get his name.
Do I have any advantages, Cap?
Yes, you do.
I use one.
Okay.
For an 11 instead of a 10.
Real dice, real dice.
Real dice, damn it! Damn it! My babies, they're all right here just begging. I'm so sorry, my babies.
If you'd like to roll real dice, I'll let you re-roll.
Oh, do it.
An 11.
Oh well. You gotta warm them up.
It was fate.
Yeah, what am I?
Yep, it was meant to be.
With an 11 as a
No, I gotta do
halfling
that
from the city of Green Hovel.
Just a lot of tall
You've
tales.
heard. You've not heard too much.
We've
from-
heard sea shanties.
Yes, you've had a few sailors come back. Most of them from that have gone back and forth between Parlenad Island and Hornshallow. That's most of where sailing, or at least safe sailing, is done. But you've heard maybe a couple people talk about some like seeing whales and seeing a giant turtle off the side of the ship. But they've told like myths about, like, oh, I heard from this one sailor that heard from another sailor that they saw this big thing. Like, you've never heard or experienced anything directly
Right.
about things, but the sea is huge, and the fact that there's so much trouble with sea travel that you make the assumption that there are things out there that are not welcoming.
Okay, so, I assume that as we get closer, the folks that we are meeting, this Captain Kraken, will tell us, exactly what we need to be prepared for and how we need to prepare for it. So we thank you for your time, good sir, and, we hope to see you soon. Here's a cookie.
Best of. Oh, a cookie. Very nice. Thank you. Oh, so
They're the
good.
best.
I know. And he eats it very, very, very quickly, just down the stomach. Yeah, you all leave his office, go out the
This
doors
is the guy
once
that I
again.
brought all those books to, right? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And he recorded his findings, and now they are all kept in the archives of the Kentrus Library for future reference.
Awesome.
So yeah, you're in Corazos. Is there anything else you'd like to do to the city, or would you like to move on?
I'm ready to go, man.
Let's go,
Ready
let's
to
go,
go.
let's go. I'm so ready for the
Right?
ocean. I
All
want
right.
seafood. I want a hurricane drink, which I've heard is really good.
All right. You head out west, heading for the town of Estre. It takes about 4 days travel to get to Estre. Very simple road, mostly plains. It's not a hard journey by any means. Again, you see more people traveling, a lot more families, a lot of merchants, and you feel fall setting in. The wind is picking up, it's getting a little colder, and the leaves are turning red, orange, yellow, brown. You're getting into the middle of fall at this point.
Dud, do we need to get you warmer clothes? What do you wear in the cold weather in the mountains?
Well, I have the rest of the bear that
I'm sorry,
I made
what?
my loincloth out
Like,
of.
excuse me?
And where has this bear been hiding out this whole entire time?
In my backpack. That's what I wore up in the mountains too. Remember when it started getting
Oh,
cold?
that's right.
That's alright.
I do have a bear skin coat as well. I just choose not to wear it for the most part.
Gotcha. Okay.
I really appreciate that she didn't put that in the artwork. I'm glad that they're just
It's perfect.
perfect.
I'm just really upset that I didn't think to put a gorilla costume on Freebird.
We'll find one day.
What's a gorilla?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find one when we get across the sea.
And so you, after a few days of travel, you make it to Estre. It is a small town. You all, Ash would know that this was a town that was meant for the first line of defense for the elves when they were here. This was their kingdom. It is built on a small hill. It has like terrain dug out and reinforced with stone to create kind of like steps or levels around the town, help fortify it a bit more. There's a wall surrounding the town with large wooden gates, and there's a lot of slits in the stonework for defense. The architecture is very pointy and sloped. It is like tall buildings. There's a lot of slants and arches. It's quite the opposite of a con in terms of space. There's smaller streets with less open air. It's mostly cobblestone for the ground. The streets don't have a consistent shape to them. They were clearly built this way on purpose, but like they're winding and there's no like grid pattern to them. But yes, you can spend the night and then pass through if you'd like. But yeah, this is
I don't know. Are we gonna visit the pub
yeah.
or?
Yeah, we could do that. I would love to try out one of their local ales and maybe try to find a souvenir spoon like I'd like to do. And yeah.
Smart.
All right.
And if they don't have it, then Ash is just gonna take a spoon from the inn and just like etch in it, like where it's from.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little harder to find souvenirs at this place,
Yeah.
just because it is a very practical town.
Yeah,
you
but
can
I bet if I
certainly-
gave the barmaid 1 gold, she'd give me a spoon.
She'll give you a spoon, but like you would have to like etch something into it if you want.
Yeah. I would just etch like the city that we're in.
Yeah, that's easy enough. It's like a heartier spoon. It's like one of those spoons that have like the thick and straight like handles.
Mm-hmm.
But still has like a design down the center.
Like this guy.
Very similar.
Good old spoon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while.
My lovely ash box made by the lovely cat.
I actually made a box for Nozoa finally.
Oh, fun. Then yes, we will. And one for today. Yeah, we will visit the pub, visit the inn, get a drink. Ash, I'm sure, will instruct someone on the proper technique. Your knife skills, all of your carrots and all your potatoes, they're different sizes, and that makes for a very unpleasant mouthfeel. If you just slow down and cut and dice everything in the same exact pattern, in the same exact way, make it the same size, it'll feel much better, and your customers will have a much more pleasant mouthfeel.
The chef makes a big deal out of following what you say. They're like, and they're just like making a big huff out of making it even. But they do make you the local the local dish, which is a bowl of sautéed vegetables with some grated cheese and breadcrumbs. Very nice, some like nice light dressing on it.
Ooh, very delicious. My compliments to the chef.
Thanks. He kind of like rolls his eyes and is like,
What a crank!
Right? He's so unhappy.
And then we bed down for the night.
"Yep, all right." Spend the night in a very quiet town. Like it is quiet
Very
even
sleepy.
compared to, yeah, very, very, very quiet even
Maybe
compared to a con.
Too quiet?
As Will
But-
says nothing.
Maybe we should look around.
I also want to say, Will, as we made our way over here, every time Nozoa sees like a really pretty leaf now, she collects it.
All right, you can like put that in your notebook
Yeah.
or something else. But yeah, that's easy enough to do. With fall setting in, you get the last bits of like greens, and then it starts to turn into the red, amber, yellow, orange, brown kind of stuff.
She starts like collecting every color and color combo and
Yeah.
just
It's
and,
still
and
early enough
probably
that-
every once in a while goes, "Is this one good?" Hoping she'll hear like a voice.
I think
you,
she's losing it.
at one point, you hear in your ear, "It's not my best work.
How about this one?
Better. You're gonna want to go a little farther. Wait, where are you right now? You're gonna want to go a little farther north if you really want some good ones."
I love him so much.
Son of a bitch, you're about to run away again, aren't you?
No. I mean, maybe.
Let's be
And then
honest.
you hear in your ear, "By the way, why do you have my nephew's symbol on your necklace?" He is speaking of he is speaking about the wooden necklace that the tribe made you.
Oh. I don't remember how I got that.
The tribe gave it to you all after.
I would
you-
just be
you
like,
found
it
their
was
totem.
a gift. I have a lot of necklaces, I'm realizing.
You are all really connected to my family. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little creepy.
You're not. Wait, are you. Who's the green one? Is that like your dad or your little brother? I don't know why Nozoa looks up at the sky when she talks to him, but I feel
Right,
like that's
this
what
is
she does.
killing me. Like,
And you guys totally hear her talking as
Oh,
like
yeah,
we're
no.
all walking. I'm probably like farther back than I normally am.
Yeah,
Just kind of chatting away.
basically, what you guys see every time Nozoa is like talking to herself is every time she pauses, you'll either see like a gust of wind or a leaf blow by. Is basically if you look long enough, you'll notice that as she talks.
you okay?
I'm great. Just collecting leaves.
You sure?
I'm better than I've been in a while, Thud.
Just because we killed Mother?
I mean, yeah, that's one of the reasons.
I would be happy too, if my mother were evil. But my
Yeah,
mother was
She
not.
wasn't great. Actually, she was awful.
Well then.
And you know, I almost died, so I'm just like, you know, living life to the fullest, picking up leaves.
It's what we do it every day.
All right. So you finish out your day in Estre and spend the night local inn. Very calm, very quiet. Little too quiet for some of you, just because it's like, where is everyone kind of thing. But night goes by, you wake up, and you get out on the road again. As you go a little more west, still kind of plainy, but like a little rocky here and there, just from the mountains that are around you. But eventually gets to nice green plains again. And after 3 days, you get to the town of Grenze, which is the border town for the what the human kingdom used to be. It's another small town. It is wider than it is long. It looks like it was clearly meant to block off that route into the kingdom rather than just be like a fortress. You actually see a half a dozen like watchtowers that line the road leading up to the town.
Are they empty?
No. There are soldiers manning them. Or sorry, not soldiers. Mod Guardians, which is the local guard.
Yeah.
That are manning them. They're not doing anything. It's not like they're like inspecting everyone, but they're clearly there for lookout.
Makes sense.
Whether left over from years past or still looking for something. But yeah. As you get closer, there is another wall around this town. It's a wall made out of clay rather than stone. It's smoother, and it looks like it was like one big piece that was molded together. The eastern wall that you enter through is lined with wooden barricades, very reminiscent of Confern. Inside, it's a very simple town. It is mostly two-story buildings with very similar wooden framework to each other. There are some taller buildings in the western area where it would like be technically like the rear section of the town, because that is where like the government like buildings would be, if you want to call them that. The streets follow like a diamond grid pattern, so like they kind of form a diamond, and then the grid fills in the other like the in-betweens and the outside, perpendicular to each other. But yeah, you find another inn to spend the night. You get the local food of greens and beans. Yes, that is what it's called, greens and beans. It's black beans with spinach, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, onion, and mint. And they're served a little chilled, and in a bowl. But yeah, you
With
enjoy.
bread? Fresh bread with naan.
Oh, you can definitely order fresh bread. That's easy enough here. But yeah, you order that. You have a nice meal. You stay for the night. And unless you want to do anything else in the town, you can move on.
Yeah, no.
All right. In that case, you have 3 more days of travel until you reach Grand City and capital of the kingdom, Zenton. It is another large city, very reminiscent of Grazos in scale. This one, however, is built on a very tall hill. As you enter through the large, tall clay walls surrounding. The main street that you discover is a spiral that leads all the way to the castle at the top. It gradually inclines the entire way around, but it is very reminiscent, Kat, of the city in Tangled. I can't remember its name, but
Oh, okay.
it's that kind of idea
I don't
of
remember
like
what it's called either, but I
Yeah.
know
I
exactly
don't think
what
it has a name.
I don't think it does have a name. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look it up for everybody.
Okay, but it's that kind of idea where the entire city's built on an incline with the castle at the center topping it off. And so the street you
It's
enter
actually
in and
Corona.
Corona.
Jesus Christ. Really, Disney? Too
Actually,
my
soon.
city's
I
not
think I
called
know
Corona. It's not called Corona. Fuck that.
I think I remember this actually.
I can't believe that's the name.
And so the entrance streets basically converge on the spiral, and then the spiral takes you up throughout the city. And so the roads are mostly brick. It is lined with houses built with wood and clay. Most of the buildings on the outer half aren't as tall. This city is much more open air than Grazos. The streets are far busier than Grazos, though. Way more chaotic, even though there's more space. And as you walk, you also see a lot more instances of magic. Very reminiscent of Diagon Alley. Like, you'll be walking and then you'll see some floating knickknacks outside a shop, or you'll see a couple kids running by with these weird magical sparklers. It's very, very, very apparent that this city is built on magic.
So, couple of things here. I want something that floats, and I also. What was the other thing? I can't remember now. We'll get to the other thing, but I want something that floats, because that sounds awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Please give
So-
Thud a broom.
All right.
He needs a broom.
Thud, make an investigation check.
Wait, do I have investigation? Can I help him find
Yeah,
something?
you
I
can
don't
both
have
look for
investigation, but
things.
can I also roll see if I can find something?
No, yeah, you can both roll. Yes.
Okay, cool. Come on, dice.
Sorry, what city are we in right now?
For fuck's
Zentong.
Oh, okay.
Can
We
you
made it.
see my
actually,
camera,
I'm
Will?
gonna update.
Oh my god, please tell me that's a nat 20.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh god.
I'm busy
Okay.
looking at leaves.
Okay.
Because I have no
Okay,
investigation whatsoever.
I got a 9.
Okay. So yeah, you are. Yeah, I'm gonna move this up. There we go. Okay. So, you easily find the marketplace. It is a large marketplace in the northern section of the spiral, basically. North of the castle, north of everything, in terms of the spiral going in. You clearly see that magic is a commodity here. It is bought and sold 1,000 times over, among other things. There are two Are you looking for magic shops, or are you looking for something else?
Yeah, no, definitely magic shops. Because I want some of the sparklers too. That was the
Okay.
other thing.
Okay, so there are two magic shops that catch your eye. Number one is the Gems of Zenton. It looks more like high-end magical items. It's a huge open front store that you can see. There are things on display everywhere. The second one is Barzan's Charm. It looks more like a local business type shop. You see lower prices, but also seems to be more popular. More people going in and out of it. So up to you which one you'd like to check out.
Probably the one with the lower prices.
Lower prices?
I'm gonna go to the fancy one.
Okay.
We can go to both. I mean,
Yeah, I vote both.
Okay. So which one would you like to go first?
I will follow Thud.
we'll go to the fancy one first.
Fancy one first. All right. So you walk into the Gems of Zenton, huge open front. Like, if any of you have been to like, I don't know, like Atlantic City or any other boardwalk down the coast, like those shops that you just walk in. There's no like front door. It's just open.
Yeah, it's just open.
Yeah, it's basically like that. And so everything is on display. And so you walk in and you are greeted by this boisterous robe-wearing man that just swings around. He's like, "Welcome to my shop. How may I help?"
Oh wow, you're. Hi.
Hello. I can't stand like this all day. What can I help you?
Do you have the sparkly sticks?
You're kidding. You came to the Gems of Zentung for sparklers.
Thud likes sparklers. They're pretty.
We'll get those for you, Thud. Do you have? What's your best-selling item?
Best-selling item. Well, at the moment it seems like. And he goes and he walks over to this one cabinet and he opens it up and you can see a lot. They look like if any of you have seen Doctor Strange. I'm making a lot of references tonight.
That's
but I'm
okay.
trying to,
It works.
Yeah. If you've seen Doctor Strange, the rings that they wear.
Oh, okay.
It looks like that. He goes over and there's like a cabinet full of them, and he's like, a lot of mages have been coming by and getting these. They're called rings of spell storing.
Oh. Interesting. Do you have anything for druids? And like, I mean like good druids,
don't know
not bad
spells.
druids.
Yeah, Ash wants one of those.
What about water breathing?
Oh my god.
Can you make me breathe? Thud
We're
breathe
heading
water.
to the ocean.
I see.
We cross sea in mighty ship.
I do have a ring of water walking if you are interested.
I said breathing. You're of no use.
You're a charming one, aren't you?
He's great.
Am I? Hold on.
That was sarcastic, honey.
Well, you're.
We're gonna
kinda
get in a fight with this
snooty.
guy.
I don't know if I like. I don't know if I
Then
like
why
what
don't I
you're.
meet you in the other store?
Thud will do that.
Okay. And I'm gonna like kind of jump up sort of to like pat him on his head.
Okay. Are you going to the other store, or
No,
Thud, are
I'm
you
staying
going?
still. I just
Okay.
Yeah,
I wanna
she's staying,
see-
so she'll meet up with me after. She
I
does what
wanted
she
to
does.
see if he had anything for druids in particular.
Druids. Let me see.
You know, the inferior magic user.
Which would do very well with one of those rings of
Spell story.
stored spells. Yeah.
Yeah, how much for one of those popular rings also?
Let's see. The ring of spell storing would be 2,750 gold pieces.
Okay.
What about on credit? Do you work on credit or trade?
Depends on what you have to trade. that he wants.
Thud. I have one thud.
You want to trade Thud?
Do I have anything I can trade, actually? I do have a spell that could help us, so I'm waiting to see what he shows me druid-wise.
The actual going rate for Thud for per night is 3,000. Just saying.
It is.
Oh Jesus!
Per night. One night
night.
with our
One night
with
thud
Thud.
here.
With our incredible
3,000.
I'm
Thud.
just saying. I mean, not, y'all do what you gotta do so we can make some money here, because we need that cash. So I'm not against whatever you're.
You know.
Yeah.
So before I make that statement, I'll actually pull a feather out of my tail and put it in my hat.
Wait, where is? God damn it! Stash. No. 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 Nope, not that. He's like, I don't really keep a stock for a particular,
So you're more
magic
generic?
users. I'm sorry?
So you're more generic, is what you're telling me?
I can see you're not from around here. I tend
Obviously.
to cater to what is dominant in Zentung, and at the moment, the arcane is, to be completely honest, and they're the ones who pay the most. I mean, it is quite expensive to be a wizard, let me tell you.
I'm gonna try this.
Okay.
Because I feel like casting a spell right now. I'm gonna do distort value on the ring.
On the ring of
The
spell storing?
spell storing, yeah. I'm just gonna kind
Okay.
of like snap my fingers and I'll be like, okay. So, again, how much was that ring, you said?
Cast a spell on an object no more than 1 foot on the side, doubling the object's perceived value by half.
If he's this magic user.
It's only verbal, so okay, so reducing its perceived value by half. So it would go down to, oh god, math. I can't do math right now.
I can't either.
100 gold.
Yep.
Yeah. 0 divided by 2. It would go down to 1375.
Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, so that's doable. And then, because apparently I carry around a jewelry box, so I'm gonna take out my necklace of mourning and see if he will switch.
Switch like a
trade.
1-to-1
A
trade.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he grabs and he looks at it. He's like, "This is intriguing. What is it?"
Well, it's a necklace.
I can see.
And it casts a spell. You've probably never heard of it.
Try me.
She's being a little snarky, obviously. Daylight.
I have to remember my own spell that I put into it. Daylight.
Thank you for the follow, Banana Curls. That's a great name.
Banana curl.
Oh, okay, third light. Okay. That is a pretty good spell.
It's very, very rare.
Well, seeing as you want this dinged up, well, first let me see if he can even. Yeah, no, he has no idea. Dinged up ring. I'll knock off 300 gold from the price.
Oh,
So I
why
think
don't
that brings it
wish
down
I had
to-
a message so I could be like, Freebird, get in here.
I think it brings it down to like 1,050, I think.
Oh, that's more gold than I have.
Ash gives you the money.
Did you add what? Did you add what you got from?
I only have like 800 gold. I don't know if that's correct.
I don't think that's correct, because
Did we get more gold?
You were given gold.
I have over 2,000 gold.
Holy moly!
I have 1501.
Well,
and
I
spent
bought
60.
something really expensive a while ago. I remember.
Yeah, but you were just given gold. That's like the end of
Yeah,
last chapter,
I don't remember
and
what
you
we
gave
got.
some of that gold away to the
That's
town.
right.
But you still got some
Do
of
I
it.
have anything written down?
If anything, I just add 1,000.
Add
I would say.
1,000. Okay. Then I'll give him the money with it. You know,
Okay.
I'll discount it and such, and I'll give him the necklace.
Okay. So you give him the necklace, give him the gold. You get this ring of spell storing. You can add that to your inventory.
Okay.
Basically, what it does is you can store up to 5 levels of spells in it
Wow.
whenever you want, and then
And
you can.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna eventually give it to Ash. So.
Okay. And then you can
Okay.
use those.
Cool, because Ash
Yeah.
was also about to buy one.
I was essentially getting it for
I would
you.
also
Yeah.
like one of these.
And then you can use those spells whenever without expending a spell slot. So you have to expend a spell slot to put the spell into the ring, but then once it's in the ring, it is there until you use it. But you don't have to expend another spell slot.
Oh, okay,
It can also be anybody's spells. It's not like a tuning. You can put anybody can put spells into the ring, and then anyone can use the ring and the spells inside.
Very cool. That's actually super cool. So we
Um,
could like save Ash's healing spells, and then I could use them. Essentially.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
basically.
Very cool.
Okay. So in the meantime, Thud, you walk over to Varzan's Charm, and it looks like a small family is keeping the shop. They have things more on like tables and shelves rather than displays.
Okay.
If
Do I
you'd like to
see
make-
any sparklers?
Yes, you see like a crate of sparklers.
So I'm gonna grab a handful of those.
Okay.
And then
You grab about like 12 golds worth.
Then I'm gonna ask him about an amulet of water breathing, because I'm still looking for that shit, even though I have a scroll. I was told I could find it here.
No, we have a ring of water walking.
Nope, that's what the
Sorry.
last guy said, and he couldn't help me.
You're better luck out west, honestly.
Yeah, towards the coast.
Keen Rider, tell Thud they have everything here. Keen Rider is liar.
I don't know who that is, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well,
Thank
take
you
the
so much for your
sparklers.
business.
Thud wants sparklers,
Okay, so you take
so I'm gonna pay him.
12 golds worth of sparklers. And it works the same way as
200
like
sparklers.
you get a good chunk of them. It works the same way as I think like a wand of let's see. The wand of pyrotechnics is basically what it works like. But it's like a smaller like disposable kind of thing.
Single-use one.
Yeah, it's basically a single-use wand of pyrotechnics.
But what about the sea turtles, Will?
Magic breaks down all garbage in this world.
Heck yeah.
So long, Staten Island.
Oh, here
Nice.
we go. Oh no.
That was good.
All right.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
she's not wrong.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Don't start a war in the comments.
We're just speaking facts. This is just a fact.
Hey.
Well, just so you know, I got 2 normal potions of healing. Because I'm assuming
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's 50
that's easy
each
enough.
or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Okay. Yeah. If there's anything else you guys want to look, if you want to look around, but yeah.
Do they have any cloaks?
They have two things that are close. There's a set of glamored studded leather armor, and there's a robe of useful items.
I love that item. It's one of my favorites.
How much is this robe?
It's so
The
fun.
robe of useful items.
There's also
500.
a knockoff of it that's useless items, and I have that in one of my other games. It's great.
That's amazing.
I have like roof shingles on it. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Important.
Yeah. So, the robe of useful items is 500 gold.
It's not bad.
Yeah, for what's in it, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's
at
not
all.
bad at all.
How much is the studded leather?
Studded leather is worth 1,200.
I mean, I'll get the useful items cloak if nobody else wants it.
All yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Remove. There we
All
go.
right. So yeah, that's 500. And then can you roll for me? 4d4.
The best part of this.
Yeah.
So, can I get somebody to enchant my loincloth?
Said every normal person ever.
The for defense.
Yep.
It's a metal cod piece.
Make a persuasion check, and we'll see what happens.
Persuasion? I
Yeah.
think I might actually have something on that.
I got a
Suddenly
9.
Not much.
It suddenly transformed into the same thing that Roy from Siegfried and Roy wears.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Kat, what'd you
I
get?
got a 9.
Okay, so put the robe of useful items in your inventory,
Mm-hmm.
and then just make a note that there are 9 extra patches.
9 patches. Okay. Do you want me to do the patches with the D100 right now?
No, we're basically what we'll do is we'll every time you want to go look in a pouch, we'll roll.
Oh, okay. So it's random.
Is
Got
how
it.
we'll do it.
Cool.
So you have 2 of the ones that are listed, the 2 each of the ones that are already listed, and then for each of the 9 extra patches, we'll
9
roll.
extra. Okay, cool. That's a cool way of doing it, actually.
So that's a 15.
15. Okay, you eventually do find someone who will do that for. Let's see. Thuds, highs or lows?
Lows.
That's a 1. I cannot go lower than that. You can enchant it for fucking 250 gold.
Oh, motherfucker, yeah.
For a +1 bonus to your AC.
Oh, it's on. Yeah, totally. That's...
Yeah, because I rolled a 1, I'm gonna give you something really low. that was the dice telling me to do that.
nice.
So yeah, you can do that.
Ash wants to make sure that everyone has like warm clothes and warm items and blankets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Easy enough. There's
Did I
plenty
ever
of...
get my magical thermos?
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Cool.
I
Yeah, I
thought
thought I
so.
did. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
the same thing.
I think we also had
as-
cold weather gear too, because I have it on my sheet too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
you-
you already got it.
yeah,
Okay,
you
cool.
do.
Cold weather
Yeah.
gear.
Went to
Okay,
the
cool.
mountains, that's why.
Oh yeah, duh.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yes. So yeah, you got your thermos. You have warm clothes that are keeping you plenty warm in the fall weather. But yeah. Anything else you guys would like to do in the city?
I think that's it for me. I'm gonna get to... Ooh, can I get
What's
a
the best
grappling hook?
restaurant in town?
A grappling hook? Yeah, that's easy.
I feel like that's good to have on a boat.
It might be.
Yeah, it is. Grappling hook, 2 gold pieces.
Okay. I love that D&D Beyond has like backpacks now.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that.
So cool.
What's the best restaurant in town?
Best restaurant. You want a restaurant or an inn?
An inn.
An inn. Make an investigation check for me.
No! Wait, why did I do that? Wait, what is happening?
Why are you using digital dice?
I don't know!
Using I'm gonna disable digital
Right?
dice.
What the hell?
Still a 1.
Still a
Wow.
1?
I can't believe that's happened twice.
It's just me tonight.
I'm rolling like crap too.
I'm not.
You never do. And
Yes, I
Dave,
do.
you're not
Okay.
allowed to say a word.
Well, you guys need a place to stay for that.
What?
You always roll really
But-
well.
I rolled a 1 tonight.
Oh, did you?
Base.
Yeah, I used my advantage to not roll the 1.
Right?
I'm just not used to you rolling ones.
Um,
Neither, because I got advantage.
So you do find something because you need a place to stay, but it takes the rest of the day to find it. Like you cannot do anything else. You find a very modest inn, very colorful and pretty busy. It's called the Color Split. The Color Spray. It's very, very, very pastel colory.
Seems friendly.
But yeah,
That sounds delicious. Let's do it. Sounds so comfy.
It does.
you walk in and there is it's like a small crowd gathered around a table, a long table inside, and there's a man and a woman standing behind it, and the woman is like kind of talking to some people and like giving out these packages and accepting and gold for them. Clearly selling something, but you're not quite sure.
Selling something, but not quite sure.
Yeah, they're like handing out these like paper packages and like accepting money for them.
I go up and I give one whatever. What are they accepting?
Well, you walk up and you can hear some conversations. And the woman goes, "So, what do you have?" And the guy goes, "A small loaf." And she hands over the package, and the guy gives like a good chunk of gold. Once you get closer, you see a sign on the table that says "Instant Bread."
Well, what? Helbus!
We literally found Pillsbury.
And so you get the gist with some signs and some like loaves out that they are selling a wide variety of bread types that apparently you can buy in a package, and whenever you want to, you can speak a word, and it instantly makes a warm loaf of a certain bread.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Is this lady's name Sarah Lee?
No.
Sarah Lee or Pillsbury?
Oh God. No copyright.
Bud is about to make himself sick on bread.
Yes.
And
So
Ash buys one of each.
if
She's
you want to
Blood
buy
buys
one of each,
Keebler.
you're buying one of each type.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, let
I'd
me
like
do
a
this math.
sourdough one.
That would be a flavored loaf for 50 gold pieces, and it feeds
What?
4.
50 gold for bread?
It's instant bread.
It's instant bread. It is
will
a
not be using that.
magical enchantment instant bread.
Nope.
So
Uh,
Thud is gonna buy one and just eat it.
You're
Not
not,
even
gonna.
say the word, just eat it.
So real quick, Ash for one of everything, it'll be 365 gold pieces.
Sold. One for every day of the year.
Nice.
And just write in your notes, instant bread, one of every type.
You can send them to me.
Because there's a lot of types. So Thud, are you gonna eat the paper too, or are you gonna open it up?
No, I'll open it up.
Okay,
and-
so you open
but-
it up, and basically what you see inside is like moist dough is basically what it is. It's like this strange like
In that case, I will eat it with the paper.
Raw Pillsbury dough is what you're eating.
bite into it, and yeah, you make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I'll do that.
heard that coming.
Because as soon as it hits my stomach, like once I finish eating it, then I'm gonna say the word. So.
Oh no.
Oh, and that's not good. That's a 12. I have an advantage.
You do.
I'm gonna use that advantage.
You're gonna use it to make sure you don't die from bread.
That's much better. So that's a dirty 20.
Okay, so you manage to keep it down, and then you speak the word, and it is literally as if your stomach is now filled to the
That sounds
lining
horrible.
with something. You basically have a point of exhaustion. You are so just like full and like lethargic that it's just like it felt good at first, but now your stomach has to try to like dissolve an entire loaf, like a full loaf of bread.
Works good.
So, yeah. So yeah, that is you guys buy some instant bread, and you have a nice, a nice dinner. It is a bratwurst dinner with some sauerkraut. But yeah, unless there's anything else that you'd like to do, you can spend the night.
I'm good.
In that case, you guys get up the next morning. Would you like to do anything before you leave?
Who's our soldier friend here?
That's gonna be. Let me think. Because if. That would probably be Emmer.
Emmer. Nazoa.
Gotta visit
Nazoa.
Emmer.
I believe this is Emmer's hometown. Should we do we know if he came back, or is he
You don't know. He was with Michael in Confirm. So you don't know if he's back. You also don't know his address, to be completely
Aw.
honest. It's
Yeah,
not
but
like
if
he's
we
like.
go to
Here
the
named
local
Emmer.
military and ask them where the soldier Emmer lives, I'm sure they could.
Yes, let's
Oblige
go to
us.
the local military and ask private information about one
He's
of
a
their
friend,
soldiers.
though.
We'll show them our symbol, because
Wait,
we're associated with the order.
Maybe I have message.
And
Do I have
hey,
message?
maybe.
I do.
Hey, doesn't a bird have message?
I'm gonna send a message to Emmer and be like, Emmer, we're in your hometown. Where you at, boy?
Wait,
It's party!
message or sending?
Message.
Yeah. I don't think, I think
Message doesn't work that way.
But it's 120 feet.
he's not in the same building as us.
We don't know that. Maybe he is.
Right?
Emmer.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I need to look something up.
I just
Cause
want to say hi to him.
yeah, I know. Let's see what message says. Cat, where do you point your finger?
Up.
You point it up?
Nice.
And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna go north, west, south.
Every time you
It's
get
a
a
cantrip,
different
I'll keep using
response. You get a different response every time. The first time you point up and you're like, what? Who's talking to me?
Oh,
What?
that's not Emmer.
And it's clearly just a man who was sleeping upstairs. You point north and you interrupt a guy studying at school like, what? What? Come on, I haven't learned that yet. That's not fair. And the message cuts off. You point west and you get a mother who's cooking like, I told you dinner's not ready yet. You point east and you get no response because there's
Bummer.
nothing really that pass out. Then
No,
you point
nothing.
no.
It's
Oh,
worth
well.
a shot.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah.
someone studying, a really old grumpy guy, and a mom.
Oh, I miss my mom. Oh. Anyway.
I feel like when you say that, it doesn't even faze her because she's like in a good mood. She's like, whatever.
All right.
And off we go.
All right, off you go. Out of the city, once again, you travel. You go down the spiral and go to the west gate and out into the hills.
I
once
will
again.
say, as we were leaving, I do occasionally say, Emmer! Emmer!
Eventually, you hear a response from like a 7-year-old kid, like, "Yeah," and then his mom like
not him.
pulls him back. He's like, "What are you doing?" And like takes him off to the side. Like,
Oh, well, I tried.
clearly, he had no idea what was happening.
Worth a shot.
Emmer's a popular name.
Apparently. Would have never known.
So you all head out west.
Yes.
After about 3 days of travel, you arrive at the juncture town of Obwich. It is a it's a farming town. There are not that many buildings. There's like a central marketplace in the center with like a couple like government buildings, but it's mostly like fields and farmhouses around the center. But not much to see here. This is more of a connecting town, like a rest stop along the way. Just to like help connect like all the farming and all the fishing and some of the merchants, that kind of thing. It's in between 3 towns, so yeah, there's not too much around. You can stop at like a small kind of like a small cabin that offers like a couple beds, if you'd like, but not much to it.
Okay.
What's the food like?
The food is mostly like fresh vegetables, and some rice. It's like a lot of the food is like based around rice. Just because it's easy, like pick it out from the fields, bring it in, and sell it. Along with like spinach and Brussels sprouts and carrots.
Good-natured, hearty,
Yeah,
easy to
it's
grow things.
it's very
Gotcha.
like very easy, like either just straight up cold like a salad or like a little bit of roasting.
And the people all around us, what are they like?
Very blue collar. They're all mostly farmers and
Blue collar. I thought you said that they were blue color. I was like, whoa,
I was
like,
maybe you
oh,
could
where
start
are
off
we?
with that.
Water
Maybe you could've
Genasi?
started off
No.
with
Well,
that.
then.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
all blue collar people with
Salt of the earth sort of folk. Gotcha.
very, very, very easygoing people.
Ash's only recommendation is maybe squirt a little bit of lemon juice just to bring some acidity and some brightness to the palate. Otherwise, you're spot on.
The chef kind of like looks confusedly, grabs a whole lemon, and then just squeezes it into like
Mhm.
the dish,
Just
like
like
without
that.
cutting it open.
Nope. Oh well. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay.
So you have the night in the town. Again, very quiet, very similar to Estray. Out in the middle of nowhere. It's got beautiful views though with the hills. Like you can look out the window either at the sunset or just the night sky, and you can see all the stuff above you in such vivid detail. It's beautiful out here.
Is it starting to get more humid or more as we get closer to the coast?
Not here because you are still on the other side of the mountains.
Oh,
So
these are big
there's-
mountains. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're huge mountains. I keep forgetting to update the map. You guys are now.
Update.
Here.
And if they don't have spoons, then
They have a lot of spoons. They have a lot of
well, like my souvenir spoons.
mhm. Yeah, you can find these, like their spoons are like more like mini ladles kind of thing, because like there's like a curve to the handle.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
Gotcha.
easily get one of those.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I'm gonna take some of those.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. All right. In the morning, you heading out?
Yep.
All right. You wake up, early morning sun, head out. This only takes you a couple days of travel, not very far to the next town of Herbert. This is a very open concept town, like a rest stop. Like if you ever like Route 66 kind of rest stop. A lot of brick architecture, a lot of two-story buildings. There's only really one road down the center. If you want to walk anywhere, it's just like on the dirt. It's a very, very modest town, very simple town.
How's everyone's traveling gear? I think by now we probably need to. Well, I guess we can do it. Stock back up, but.
Yeah. Quick update. It is now the 49th day of your journey.
So we've been traveling for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, about.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is
The-
the fastest
the-
we've gotten
Yep.
through anything.
Yeah, Thud. We might need to add some hunting to the list soon. All the fresh stuff is pretty much out.
Okay. I can do that. I think. Can I buy a bow and arrow while we're here? Actually?
Oh, definitely. Short or
I
long
don't think
bow?
I actually have just probably just a short bow.
Short
I
bow.
do a lot of snares and animal traps as well.
Freebird has a short bow.
Oh, that's right. Freebird does come hunting with me now. Never mind, we're covered.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
But I do want to ask around town, what the pass is like. Like, if, pretty easy, treacherous. What are these mountains like?
Um.
Kind of as a person who comes from the mountains.
Yep.
You know.
These, compared to your mountains that you're from, the Frisian mountains, these are much larger. They're more rugged, whereas your mountains are more like there's a lot of paths and such in between the mountains, and there are ways to travel them. These are not as easily travelable. Travelable? I think that's the word. As you know, the Apex Mountains are home to the Aarakocra, but they don't bother you, and you don't bother them. But yeah, these are much taller peaks and ridges. It doesn't. They're not easily climbable. Like you're not gonna get up them without help.
Yeah.
So, do we have any way to contact Arya? Didn't Arya come back to the Apex Mountains?
He did. He did return with his family way back when.
But to get
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way to contact him. When he left you, he was going back to fight in a conflict that his people were currently fighting. So there's no way of knowing where he is or contacting him at the moment.
Gotcha. Is there any sign of that conflict as we come up closer to the mountain?
No, it's not any.
People in the town know anything about it, or?
Oh, actually, you guys know more about Aarakocra
Gotcha.
than the townspeople.
Gotcha.
It is a common agreement that the kingdom doesn't really interact with the Aarakocra, and the Aarakocra won't defend their territory against them. Basically, they're allowed to go through the one path through the mountains. Don't stray from it. Don't come into our territory, and we won't bother you.
do we need to hire a guide to get us through the path?
No, the path is easily maintained. Like this is the main path that all merchants go through. As long as you don't stray from it, you should be fine. But this is basically you're gathering information while in the town. Like this is a travel town. You stock up here and you go wherever you need to go.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. Just making sure the mountains are, we're not gonna run into some fucking Hydra at the top of the fucking peak or some shit. We're good.
Yep. Okay. So if that's the case, you guys can rest for the night here, and then continue through the mountains if you'd like.
I'm ready to get on a boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same.
Do we go hunting? Do we go hunting? Do you go hunting? Do you go hunting? Do you go
If
hunting?
you want to go hunting, you can go hunting.
Yeah, we should go hunting.
Do you want to go hunting while in the mountains, or while in the valley?
At the
Towards the base of the mountains where we're safer to get off trail.
Sorry. While you're going through the mountains. So go ahead. Make survival check at advantage because you're helping. You're doing it as a group.
We'll go with the second roll, which would be survival, right? 23.
I also got a 23.
Yeah, all right. Easy enough. Then with Freebird's bow, you guys can take your pick of the wild stock. You get some rabbit out here. You get some goats. You can get some. Oh, what else is out here? Some squirrel, probably. You can get some lizards. That's the main chunk. You get a good amount of food for that.
Nice.
Yes.
We'll try some out and eat some fresh. I'll let Ash work on it. That's her thing.
Ash is doing the thing.
Okay. This one's a little longer. It's 5 days to get through the mountains. It's not a short trip. These are again large mountains, and after 5 days of travel, you finally get to the port town of Hornshallow. You walk up, and it is a beach town through and through. Wooden structures, very, very busy, kind of like plank streets. Not people are not as official looking, you know. It's not the city. It's very not people are wearing things that are either practical or cozy. And it's windy here. You've gotten to the windy part of the kingdom, so people are still a little bundled up, but it's not the nicer clothing of towards the center of the kingdom. But yeah, you guys, it is a pretty small town. It's basically like maybe a dozen streets wide from the entrance to the shore, because like the last couple streets are just like warehouses and like boat houses, getting ready, like getting stuff ready for the docks, basically. Yeah, so up to you guys. Would you like to look around? Do you want to go straight to the docks?
I want to go straight to the beach.
Yeah, I feel like Nozoa would really want to see the beach.
Okay. Go straight to the beach.
So
And-
I'm gonna stop and sit at that point where like the grass and the sand meet, well back away from the water.
Yeah, so you're probably closer
And
to
just
like
stare.
the last. So Stud, you stop like right in between the last buildings and the ones just before them. You could feel the sand underneath the grass, and you just stop right before it just gets to complete sand. You watch as your friends run all the way to the water, and you guys are kind of like to the south of the docks, where like other people are like near the water. Not many people are in because again it's a little cold, but people are looking out over the waves, and it's a strange sight for you all. It's this expanse of blue that meets another expanse of blue, that it meets the blue sky in the horizon. And like, you have all seen plains before, you've seen fields and hills, but like, there's nothing out there. It's just water. It feels weird to like think that there's no land. And it's nothing any of you experienced before.
You know, Thud, I bet it's really weird for you to feel so small compared to something else. I'm sure you don't get that feeling very often. I have that
True.
feeling all the time.
How do you deal with it?
It's kind of uncomfortable, to be perfectly honest. But, and Ash is gonna cast water walking. And she's gonna own that bitch! She's gonna walk out like 10 feet on top of the water.
You walk out 10 feet, and it's you're on top. You're walking as if it's a solid ground. The waves do like make it a little like you have to like walk over the waves basically. But yeah, it's a weird sensation of walking on this fluid ground that feels solid to you.
And I'll turn
Okay,
back
so
and
I'm gonna I'm gonna set my gear on the ground, and I'm gonna hand Nozoa my loincloth and boots, and
I
then
pretend
walk
to
What are you
out.
wearing then?
And I
Walk
immediately
out chest deep with my floaties on.
drop the loincloth. I'm not holding that.
Okay. You walking out with your floaties.
That will not be canon or fan art.
How far out do you go, Thud?
Like I said, just to chest height. Like, so I'm standing there like this. Not enough to where it's like, I'm off my feet.
Yeah. So, yeah, the floaties stay on top. You can feel that, like, they're trying to keep your arms afloat.
This is weird. Thud don't feel right.
Thud, it's okay. I'm here to catch you. You can float. I know it doesn't. It feels a little bit different coming from somewhere high up, like a mountain. But I've heard stories of mountains underwater.
It's true.
That's not right.
Just because you don't know it, Thud, doesn't mean that it's right or wrong.
But it's too much.
Let's go back. Okay, let's go back. And I'll like hold him by like his ear.
Just kind of like dragging Thud along, which is
Yeah,
not hard because
okay,
like the water helps like
Right,
float
yeah.
a little bit, and you just like drag him
okay.
back to the shore.
You can touch the first thing to do when you're trying to make sure you're not drowning is just stand up. It's okay. You're good.
I don't know about all this water and boats. What if we wreck? And Thud
Um,
will be in the middle of all the water.
No, it's okay. We won't wreck. We have to have faith in our captain, who we should probably go ahead and go meet. And I'm sure there will be safety provisions. And do you really think I would let anything bad happen to you, Thud?
No.
Okay, then. You trust me?
Thud
You
trust
have to
you.
do this. Okay, then let's do it. Then we
That was
do
the
Okay.
cutest
thing.
moment of this game so far.
Alright.
By far.
It doesn't matter, like, because we have advantage, disadvantage. But if both of you can get advantage, inspiration for that.
Aw, yay. Thank you.
Definitely
So,
well.
if you ever find yourself in need of advantage, there it is.
It's right
Um,
there.
Yes. So you guys are going to go find the captain.
Freebird, Nazoa, when we come back, I think you should definitely try the water.
No, I'm good.
Yes, Earth, Genasi's, and water.
Bud.
Not about this shenanigans.
Almost as bad as Kenku in the scary.
Yeah.
No, so Freebird will go try the water. He'll actually go dip his talons in the water.
And it's chilly. It's very cold water. But you're not unfamiliar with it being from since you used to live next to a river. But it's colder and rougher with the waves than you're used to. Yeah. So you guys all go to the docks.
Yes.
All right. Make an investigation check for me, whoever would like to.
I'll do one.
Oh, I almost rolled digital dice again.
Christ, with my dice tonight.
Do I see anybody fishing?
Not 20! Yay!
There
Finally!
you go.
That was on the dice from Allie. Who we miss.
mhm. First of all, Bud, excuse me. You don't see anybody fishing along the shore. You see fishing boats like out in the water. So, within that 20, you go to the docks. You see ship after ship after ship. There's a wide array of different ones, but clearly they're organized very well. There's like smaller like sailing boats and fishing boats to like smaller cargo ships, and then all the way at the end you see like armada, not armadas. What are the big like warships all the way at the end. The ship you're looking for is more towards the middle. It's a bigger ship that can hold cargo and but it's still pretty maneuverable. So you finally find the ship called the Depth Maiden, and you can see it clearly written on the back of the stern. That's what it's called. I have to learn ship names, guys. I have to learn
Don't
ship.
even bother.
Look.
Just say left and right, because my
It's
brain's
okay.
gonna explode.
The stern, which is the back. And so you walk up and you see people loading and unloading the ship. It is clearly they are getting ready for travel. They got a preceding message that you guys were on the way, so they're getting ready for whenever you are. And so you see the shipmates loading and unloading, and on the deck you see two figures that seem to be the leaders or authority figures upon the ship. You see a female figure to one side. Can't quite get a good look at her. She seems humanoid, has like human skin, is a big hat that's kind of tipped to hide her face, but she's got a nice long jacket, flowy clothes, very, very, very swashbuckler.
I was just gonna say that,
swashbuckler-esque.
Jen.
Oh,
Is it
no, what'd
Lola?
you say? What is it? No, it's not Lola. She is.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Does she have a little mouse folk first mate?
Oh, that was the
To her
best.
left, what you see is a tabaxi. What seems like a tabaxi, with very, very similar clothes, but more flashy. Like there's a little bit more color to it. It's got like a deeper red or purple jacket. He has a feather in his hat. Has a lute on his back. And has a big smile on his face. And he looks down to see you all, and he's like, What do you say? What'd you say? What'd you say, Jen?
Yawn. That's what I
I
said.
think she.
My bad.
That's good. And he looks down and he's like, well, I guess you are the crew to join us.
Captain Kraken?
No, I am not Captain Kraken. I am his first mate.
Then I'd
My
rather
name
talk
is-
to him and not you.
Okay.
Zoa,
What?
that doesn't seem very polite. I don't
That's
know
what we were
much
told
about
to talk to,
how
wasn't it?
people- Yeah.
What's his
He's-
name? That was.
You see him kind of give a look to the woman beside him, and she kind of gives a little bit of a side glance from under her hat, and then like nods to him. And as she walks one way, he walks to the stern, where you can assume there's a captain's quarters. And so after a couple of moments, he walks back. He leans over the rail and goes, "Just wait one moment, please."
Sure.
And a few moments pass, and you hear something.
Oh no.
Footsteps. But not the footsteps of boots on wood. It's almost like mallets. Just thunk, thunk, thunk on the deck. And then over the railing, you see a hat. A large tricorn hat of a pirate. And then you see a handle. A large handle of a large sword on his back. And then a shell. Almost like the shell. And then you see a turtle face and a scarred eye.
No way.
And he walks to the edge of the railing, looks over, and says, "Well, welcome to the Death Maiden." That's where we'll end tonight.
Yay!
Everyone was saying how you were gonna do Whitebeard.
No, sorry guys, not Whitebeard.
He better at least have a whip just for fun. I still think that's one of my favorite characters.
It's a good character. No whip, but
No.
he has some surprises
I bet.
up his shell. If you know what I mean. Not Zoa. What is it, Lola?
No! Really? What is that?
What?
There's like a
Just a little Easter egg for those of us who also watch Dawn Runners / were in that one shot.
It's Lola's captain.
Not exactly, but
Sort of, I guess, right? Wait.
he's my character, so I wanted to use it.
Oh, that's who it is. Okay, now all coming back.
Yes.
I like it even more then.
So
I'm
now,
excited.
you have all made it to the Death Maiden and are almost ready to go to sea.
Yeah.
Woo!
Join us next time in a couple weeks when
Yep.
We find
You
out
see.
how we can steal the captain's shell so that Thud can swim good.
Yes.
not how that's gonna work, but okay. We'll find
This
out
is
next
how
week what.
Thud dies. It's
Yeah.
trying to get us
No
shell.
way. Again,
Find out.
every time that you guys assume we die, I take it I am personally offended that you think Ash would let you die.
I know I'm not gonna die. I have faith in you,
Mhm.
Jen. We also have now a spell storing ring, so we'll be fine.
Yes.
That is true.
So yes, next time when we find out more about who these people are, what
I'm excited.
the actual journey is going to entail, and we get to get on a ship for the first time.
Yay!
So excited. Awesome job, Will, as always.
Good job.
Thank you guys for always amazing players, amazing game. I love you all. Thank you all for joining us, and join us next time.
Yeah. We will see you guys. I'm trying to think when the next stream is.
30th.
Wait, how did more people?
Yeah, 30th for this. And then TOA will be back not this Friday, but the following Friday for Euros's one shot. So that should be fun.
Super fun.
But that's about it. Not
This
much
old
is going on
house
until
next
September.
Sunday?
Yes, that's right. That's right. This old house, Jenna's one shot that we've been doing, which was a fucking hoot.
Right.
This Sunday. So
Super fun.
that'll be fun because I loved that.
That was a blast.
But we'll see you guys soon. Everyone,
Guys.
stay safe. Be nice.
Love you
Just do what
guys.
you have to do. All the things. Drink your water. Take your meds. Be kind to one
Just
another. You know,
Ask
all
what
that.
Ash would do.
Yeah, exactly. Just ask what Ash would do, not what Nozo would do.
Ash is the new deity of Nerdlandia. Good night!
Good night.